Hello, all of you delightful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Zim, and this is Recolors of the Lost Pathfinder. Episode 32, Glamour, Gossip, and Not a Fight. As is usual with this particular campaign, we do have a couple of other streamers, and they are doing their intros as well right now, so we will get started with introductions momentarily. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and undeafen. And I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, well, technically Pathfinder.
Intro done, and I got Mala doing the shout outs. Thank you, Mala. Guess I should go sit at my table here. Oh. As my face tracker decides to just randomly shut off. That's fine. It's back on now. Thank you, Zim, for the resubs. 16 months, and I am not cute. Pathfinder, it's like Dungeons and Dragons if Dungeons and Dragons didn't make horrendous game mistakes and become a terrible company owned by them. They know what they did.
And they're just getting worse.
Yeah, well, what can you do? Is my face tracker just not going to work now? There it goes. Okay.
I mean, it looks like it's working, though, your hair is wiggling so much.
They updated the program I use, and I think they updated how the bones work. So things like my ears and hair are now just going crazy, and I probably will never fix it because it's actually colossal effort to get those to not be weird as I'm being cheesed. Snack not come?
So, shall we
Good
get going with intros?
Yep, so since we're all here, hello, I'm Drunk Dragonair. I'm getting pied. Hello, I'm Drunk Dragonair. I am going to be the GM tonight, the curator of all the chaos and everything else, and I've got no fun things to say tonight except for, oh my god, shoes and shopping.
Oh no.
And I will pass it off to a key.
Hello, everybody. I am Glamour, also known as Key, and I am playing Last Lost, the Savnos Paladin. Who goes next? I don't have anybody's screens up, unfortunately. I'm gonna say it's Varien next.
Okay.
I didn't even know we had an order.
No, we just
Yeah,
kind of go wherever.
Alphabetically, there's Fret, Last Paint, Shoal, Volt, but
I don't have you guys in that order. I have you guys in my order based on aesthetics on my screen.
oh, okay. But anyways, I'm Vari, and I'm playing Fret Signature, the mute musician bard Kitsune. And let's see, off to paint.
Gee!
Good
Please
job,
wait
paint.
while your paint loads.
See? So anyways, I am Sim, and I am playing as Paint, the sentient feral African wild dog. He is a kineticist entropist. Go ahead, Volt.
Hello, my name is Oneko Taigo. I am playing Dr. Gerhard Volt. He is a scientist, except German,
Oh.
and therefore insane. And he's an artificer. Viv, go do things.
I do two things. I roll stealth and I bite people. Anyway, I'm Viv. I play Shoal Brightcoat, a
Feel the
Cat Shark
backhand of
Aberration Ranger.
justice.
Well, technically, specifically, I'm a yokai hunter. Because Fae deserve it.
By the way, what did you think of that meme I sent you guys?
Which one?
I
Hold
think the
on.
most recent one.
It's in.
No,
Oh.
I think I sent one to just Vari and Viv specific.
Oh, what?
No, I did not get one.
You have not sent me with anything.
Yeah, it was like yesterday.
Oh, the Fae thing. Yes.
Yes, the Fae thing.
May I have your pronouns?
Oh yeah, that.
The right.
Anyway. Yes, I bite people. I roll obscenely high on stealth right now, and I'm only going to make that number go bigger.
Bigger.
Off to
Key's already gone. So,
off to whoever goes next.
well, we're going to
You
story
were
time
last.
Aaron. Recap time.
So Kai is going next. Got it.
Technically, yes. Floor is for
Ah.
Key.
Hello, everybody. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. No more interjections by bicolor felines. Last time was session 31. Phillipe. Fragment not found, now under an ominous fashion-related threat, split into two groups. Fret, Shoal, and Volt begin navigating back to the wondrous shop and peruse the bazaar for magical items. Along the way, Fret spots a shop sign that says Jar of Vox. In the window, the fox sees another sign stating that here one can always find the value in their voice. There is also a stipulation: buy, trade, and sell your voice. In parentheses, I will not accept offers by, crossed out, Fae individuals if they cannot prove that the voice was gotten in a manner deemed fair, crossed out, outside the Fae courts. By me! Raising an eyebrow, the Kitsune moves to take a peek into the shop out of curiosity. Fret doesn't intend to stay long, peering through a window. The walls are lined in jars, and behind the counter is some sort of pinkish individual. Rather than let curiosity reign, the trio resume the walk back to the wondrous magic item shop. Shoal shops around, finding several lovely deals on some new pieces of equipment, being allowed to purchase first, including an amulet to improve his natural attacks and some nice armor so he isn't nearly so squishy compared to certain allies. Paint. Ah yes, and we go back over to the other half of things. Paint, riding just in front of Lost on the new motorcycle, is looking around as they drive toward the Good Boys Club. He spots someone straight out of an infomercial, squeezed between two shops. Some fellow with uncanny features seems to be trying to sell something, wearing a headset. Some sort of patch of some kind that can be applied to a non-magical item to make it accommodate any creature of any size or shape. The one-size patch. All for the low price of 19.99 years, or for new customers, buy one get one half off. Paint, hearing this, squirms and attempts to leap off the moving motorcycle. Panicking briefly, Lost snags Paint firmly and slows his new vehicle down to a stop. After instating the golden rule of not leaping off the bike while it's moving, Lost lets Paint go. Turning the bike, he walks it after the canine back toward the salesman who is currently demonstrating how the patch can make even a shirt for a tiny creature fit a large bewinged drake. A demonstration is made to Paint that it really, truly does work, even on stuff put on him. Last squints, definitely showing off disdain for this particular merchant's demeanor, enough so that Paint looks up at his stead with concern. After a few moments, Lost finally hands over his card to pay for the patches, getting two for 29.99 years. Well, 30 years after taxes, or so the merchant says. Rolling his eyes, the smoke line receives a branded bag for the one size, which is apparently an incorrect acronym, as there should be an F in there. One size. Omni-normalizing elastic system for instant zero effort fit. Paint looks at the bag, then up at last, then sends along an image of 4 of the patches. Sighing, Lost asks what Paint could possibly need 4 patches for. The wild dog sends along an image of a normal-sized blanket, then puts the patch on it to make it a big blanket for Era. Then another image of a big fluffy coat he can put the patch on and then give to Era, who then has a Snuggie on. That's only 2 patches. Why 4? Paint sends a shrugging sensation, sending an image of himself, watching a bunch of items sliding along shelves like bear belts. Much to his reluctance, Lost holds out his card again to purchase 2 more patches. So, 2 more patches are added to the bag, which is then stuffed in Paint's bag, which denies the merchant free advertising. Now ready to resume the and Paint is all ready for looking for more things to buy. So it seems the pair will be shopping before they go to the Good Boys Club. Back at the Wondrous Shop, it's Fret's turn to peruse the shelves for things that he desires, having already made a list. It's not just the magic item shop he peruses either, even finding one of the things he was looking for in a costume shop of all places. Out of character and just slight tangent here, I'm pretty sure that Vari has at least in 2 separate games found a thing that they were looking for in a costume shop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just to point it out, it is now a trend.
I
And
want
yet-
to point out. Go ahead, Zim.
And yet Vari will not push the buttons.
He will, however, touch the dock.
But no,
No,
I
no,
want to
he's-
point out.
Zim's
Yeah.
just complaining because my Minchino has not gremlined much.
Yeah, no, that's
Convention
because
isn't a
Vari doesn't need
gremlin.
to gremlin with that group.
Yeah, exactly. You have the himbos for that.
Ow!
Himbo squad rules. Himbo squad rules. Okay, moving on.
On finding a great sale on a cheap set of recovery bandages, Fred purchases a set of 10, future-proofing his needs. Oh, right, because it costs like 1 year. Though his equipment shopping is only part of his plans, as after, he begins looking for raw materials. Paint, seeking any means to avoid going to the Good Boys Club, wanders into a shop and sees a belt on display labeled Elemental Belt, Stubborn. He gets on the puppy dog eyes, using them on the shopkeeper to get a better price. Luckily, the merchant must like dogs, giving a mild discount on the heftily priced piece of equipment. This isn't the only thing he acquires, darting from stall to shop to hawker, pointing out items that catch his eyes that Lost helps him in paying with. Walt, as he's going along with his friends, looks up from his book to see a shop called The Tangled Web. It's quite a curious place, as he walks inside and sees a conspiracy theorist's paradise with red thread everywhere. Books, corkboards, objects, and things of all sorts, a little sign in the window saying, "Unravel the truth one thread at a time." Someone behind the counter appears to be jamming out to something or other, only detailed from afar by their white fur. Curiosity piqued, the good doctor decides to put a pin in this particular shop. For now. Shoal notes Walt's interest in the shop, moving over and pondering what this little oddity is. It seems mostly like a themed bookstore to him. Nudging Volt, the cat shark asks if he'd like to go inside. While he is curious, Volt says he isn't necessarily going to go in right now. After all, this entire place is interesting. And he has things that he should be acquiring and getting right now. Shoal gives his companion a bit of a look, but doesn't stop the doctor as he wanders off to find fancy bits and bobs. Volt spies a belt of dexterity at half price and giddily begins looking around the same shop for other discounted goods. He manages to snab an iron stone in the same bargain bin. Score. In fact, he finds a good number of ion stones in this bin that he could desire, acquiring
Uh,
them all.
At Ion Stop.
Yes.
Yep, Ion Stop.
On finding a jacket with potion-tolerant tubing for on-the-go sippies, he attempts to haggle with the merchant in charge of the wearable to get a better price. On receiving a discount for the jacket, he moves on to a new pair of gloves. Unfortunately, he finds the gloves in a mad scientist shop, so it's a little outside his desired price range. Alas, such is the lot of a scientist to desire the almighty dollar. The almighty
The
year?
almighty year.
Yep, I have dots here for a dramatic pause.
Yeah.
Finally, he seeks a monocle that might aid him in his crafting pursuits, finding a suitable price for such a valuable object. Shoal, sticking close to his allies, follows Volt into the Ion Stop shop, collecting a few of the stones for himself since they're at such drop-dead prices.
We now have many spinny head rocks.
Fancy click-clacks.
Just as every Pathfinder group needs. So many spinny magic-y rock things.
Oh
Do
god,
you think
Ion Stones are...
Stone? Do you think they're like explicitly created, designed on dice?
Yes.
Hmm.
Based on their
Probably.
shapes, yes. I literally just had the epiphany of oh my god, Ion Stones are literally just magical dice.
And like the
Okay,
cracked
well-
and flawed ones are those asshole dice that never come up the right numbers and go into dice jail.
But to be fair though, there are helixes and spheres, which aren't exactly dice, but
Spheres are D100s. There are literally Warhammer D100 dice that are spheres.
Yep.
nice.
And helixes can be done like they're cylindrical dice,
Oh
basically.
right. Yeah, there's the yeah, depending on how it's shaped. Yeah.
Yes. But moving on. Lost, as he follows Paint around with a great deal of patience, also makes a number of purchases for himself. At first, he spies some amazing looking armor in a very religiously themed shop for clerics and holy folk, but it's far too expensive for him. Avoiding that place, he instead opts for a more sensibly priced piece of fine armor, managing to haggle it down to a great price for the value. He also gets an upgrade for his buckler, and purchases several other useful accoutrements that he adds to his repertoire of equipment. Finally, they finish shopping, and Lost gets on the bike with Paint. As he's starting up, he mentions going to the Good Boys Club, causing Paint to squirm. Thankfully, this time he doesn't try to jump off. When they arrive at the club, it predictably gives off pet shop vibes. Dismounting, at first Lost does his best to help Paint do the same, only to find he cannot make the wild dog budge from the seat. Paint shakes his head, not wanting to go into the club, feeling like he's very much not welcome here. With a little bit of coaxing, the smoke lion manages to get the canine to crawl off the bike to join him in at least checking out the place. Inside, they find a cheerful person manning the front desk. She greets the pair as they enter, helpfully answering what questions Lost thinks up about the club and how it works. There's weekly meetings, an infinite ball pit, and other things. And good boys earn good boy points they can spend on rewards if they like. Points they can earn by sharing all of the good boy things they've done. Paint continues to sulk, and then she says they have a scanner to tell if someone is a good boy. This causes Lost some distress, worried it might not show if Paint is good. Just as he's worried that poor Paint's heart will be broken forever, he sees the screen of the scanner right after a poignant beep. The screen of the scanner says good, and by design, can't say anything else. Relief is plain on the paladin's face, but Paint is ill-convinced of this fact. Even so, Lost signs Paint up for the club, getting a pin and a bone for the pup. Still moving about, Paint attempts to crawl away from Last as he attempts to put a good boy pin on the dog's neckerchief. Eventually, Paint gets himself in a corner and whines as the pin is put on. While he accepts the pin, he refuses the complimentary bone provided with the membership application. Lost implores to at least check out the facilities before they go. With a heaved-out sigh, the morose canine drags himself along to follow his much more peppy master to check out the place. Cue montage of a pleased Last dragging a sulking Paint around the many fancy places in the Good Boys Club. It's a relief for the poor pup to finally leave the place and get back on the motorcycle. Unbidden, Fragment Not Found soon congregate in front of a certain clothier's shop, the front window of frosted glass having the name Phillipe written in gold engraving. Lost comments how he wasn't expecting to end up here. Fret waves, leading Shoal and Volt along as they arrive just after their leader. Already, without prompting, Paint begins trudging his way into the shop. He considers this his punishment. The group enters to find Phillipe rapping his lengthy nails on the counter, perking up as their callers finally arrive. He calls for his assistant, Jessica. A human woman in an elegant dress enters the main room of the shop, greeting the group and, after many interruptions by Phillipe, asks for the kind of tea they might like. It's mostly chamomile tea, with only Bolt and Lost asking for anything else. Lost, in particular, just getting the tea powder. While talk is had, Paint is already skulking his way over to the measurement room at Jessica's direction before he can wander elsewhere. Phillipe giddily frolics after the feral canine to take their measurements. In the measurement room, the half-elf asks if the dog would like his equipment made to look like a nice sleeveless leather jacket. Unfortunately, the morose nature of Paint's mien at the moment means that Phillipe doesn't get much in the way of input. Instead, he demands that Paint leave and send in the smoky one next. Unfortunately, as Paint is leaving, he slumps by a wall and continues to pout. Last sighs, trying to explain what happened at the Good Boys Club, including the scanner. Doubly unfortunately, Paint catches that his stead is lying when it comes to the scanner calling him a good boy. Stammering and struggling to find words, Lost takes too long and Phillipe comes out, snapping his fingers repeatedly as he demands the next person go in. Paint, annoyed, blasts Phillipe with cold, causing the half-out to single out Shoal instead, dragging the cat shark along to the measurement room. Philippe's assessment of Shoal's outfit is good, yes, but it could be better. The shark skull helmet is so unwieldy. You could make it something more form-fitting, more terrifying. Shoal seems fine with this, and is made to strip down and their measurements taken a second time. Then he is given a large shirt temporarily and sent off while his gear is being fitted. Next into the measurement room is Fret, while Lost does his best to explain himself to Paint. The Smoke Lion is remorseful for going on with the club charade, but he had hoped to help Paint feel better. Sitting next to Paint, he hangs his head, apologizing if he's made the odd uncomfortable in his attempts. Fret is measured by Phillipe, and even manages to briefly offend the clothier by using his new sleeves of many garments to swap to a weeby outfit. Then Phillipe uses said outfit as a basis, really liking the color. Bah! I kept forgetting to capitalize things. Fret also strips and then gets some temporary clothes as well and is sent out. Volt is the next to be called, and before he goes to be Phillipe, pauses to address the sulking pair. He says that Lost did a bad thing, and posits to Paint thus. Does this make his master a bad man? Paint ponders this for a minute, then looks at Last. He'd been avoiding doing much more than squinting earlier, but now he lays his head upon Lost's leg. Raising a hand, Lost brings it to rest upon Paint's head and pets the wild doll. He expresses that he's made many mistakes in his life, but Paint isn't, and shall never be, one of them. In the measuring room, Volt is offered an assortment of colors for his theming, though must correct Phillipe multiple times that he is not a villain. He settles on electric blue, which, by the way, out of character, great choice, I love electric blue, and is given some temporary pants before he leaves. Seeing that the mopey pair for colors has finally made up, he tells Last that it's his turn to be measured. Getting up from his seat, Lost waves to the others as though it's the last time he's going to see them. In the measurement room, Phillipe asks for what Last does. What is he, exactly? Give him something to work with. When Lost identifies as a paladin, Phillipe gets a look of disgust, then rattles off an assumption based on the heaviest stereotypes of paladins he's come to know. Whites, golds, holy symbols, big mark of the god on the chest, etc. He's surprised when Lost looks utterly weirded out by the suggestions. Bringing over a chair, Phillipe asks for Last to explain, maybe giving him some ideas? Lost does his best to tell Phillipe what he can about the Unforgotten, himself, and the Recallers without revealing too much. He is Arabane's only paladin, which makes him unique in a way. Nodding in understanding, or close enough to it, Phillipe stands up and asks what sort of colors the Smoky One would like. Black, the only answer there could be. Then Last is commanded to strip. Hesitant, the Smoke Lion slowly removes his equipment piece by piece, revealing himself to have a much more solid bodily shape than he's used to without clothes or his tether. It's an incredibly awkward thing for him to have Phillipe re-measure everything, the Sapnos squirming about repeatedly even as the clothier considers options for the vaporous fellow's new look, even considering a v-neck to show off Lost's chest and muscles, even though Lost doesn't really have those technically. Last is then given some pants when he's given the option for temporary clothing, and Phillipe calls for Jessica to get his needle and thread, including several different colors, though Jessica insists he won't be using a certain red hue. Trying to be helpful, Lost mentions that red is the color of the Unforgotten's eyes, so he wouldn't mind small red accents on his equipment. Phillipe will keep this in mind. Keeping a hand on his pants to keep them up since his tail is thicker than he remembers, Last finally leaves the measurement room to wait? And that's where we ended. We ended waiting and having tea and tea powder.
As you generally do. Oh, did I forget to hit enter on these two places? I did. Oopsies. Let's fix that really quickly. That way I can close these tabs. So, yes, you all were waiting in the room. Jessica was at one point sitting with you all trying to make pleasantries and offering tea. The tea has been left on the table. You guys will have a few minutes as you occasionally see Jessica exacerbatedly leave the back area where Phillipe is doing his thing. And going back to grab various fabrics of various colors, some of them with sequins, some of them very soft, some of them pastel. Very, very sparse cases where she'll take 2 steps in the room and you can hear Phillipe just snap a bunch and then she'll turn around and looking exasperated and bringing the fabric with. While this is going on, anything you guys wish to talk about? I'm hearing a resounding no. Understandable.
What wasn't quite expecting just sudden, yeah.
You see, Phillipe needs time. But I can speed through this part because obviously you guys are kind of sitting in temporary clothes in a clothier's office watching whatever's going on go on. So I'm pretty sure most people would not know what to say in a situation like this.
Awkward
Well,
silence.
Fret will dance at Shoal.
Shoal will tippy tap in a circle.
Oh, reciprocation.
Gosh, how inappropriate.
One moment. Welcome, Katuki. Welcome, Raiders. How was your stream? What was your stream? What you've come in while we're doing D&D together?
Pathfinder.
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 It's a very...
thing.
No, very legally different.
I don't
We are-
care about the legality of it.
Wiz of the Coast is icky. Moving on. What? Very lewd stuff apparently now going on. Got it. Dancing. How scandalous. Of
Yes.
course, this doesn't mean that you two are going anywhere.
No.
Nope.
Shoal immediately sits back down.
Lol.
Although there was the moment of tail smacking lost for his commentary.
Oh, ow. How hurtful.
Lol.
So Fret will scribble out on his chalkboard. Oh, by the way, there's one more thing that I need to pick up before we leave here.
Oh,
A bag.
what kind of bag?
Bag.
Just a bag.
Oh, so this is right now when you're gonna press the button.
No, just a handy haversack.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Just a normal half-verted handy sack. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Not for anything special or anything.
Nope,
don't
no
believe
special
you.
features here.
I just don't believe you.
So you guys are waiting, and idle chit-chat happens, and at some point, Jessica will walk out of the room, sit behind the counter looking exasperated, then, almost on cue, motion towards the curtain as Phillipe bursts from it, snaps his fingers above his head, and goes, "Phillipe has done it again. Who wishes to see their new outfit now?"
Brett just gives the man a deadpan look.
No applause for Phillipe? Ah, you hurt my soul. Well, I can tell you a couple of things that Phillipe has done. Now, this is all still armor, of course. However, part of the glamorizing process does mean that it will be a little bit better than before. Bear in mind that if you undo the glamour, you have to come back to have it redone, which I'm happy to do at normal cost because I obviously invited you, and Jessica cuts them off and goes, "You did not do another job for free, Phillipe." Phillipe goes, "We need more business. Obviously, we need people in our wares." Jessica is now giving him the look. Everybody knows this look. Everybody knows this look.
Oh no.
Out of
Everybody who's-
character?
Everybody who's been in a relationship knows.
Yes. Out of character, your armors that have been glamored will have one less dex penalty and one less armor check penalty.
Okay.
Phillipe goes, "Normally I do this at a year per person, but today I have made you fantastic. So who wants to go first?" He snaps again.
Raises paw.
Come and back. We'll get it all on you.
Uh,
One less
one less-
penalty and one more max dex?
Yep.
Well,
Nifty.
That's actually huge for Fret.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
obviously it's got to be a little bit better at mimicking clothing than normal armor. He can only do so much, though.
Yeah.
But Viv, you going back, and do you want me to describe an outfit, or do you wish to describe an idea enough of an outfit?
You go ahead.
Well, you asked for pirates, so of course, when you get in there, you see that the helmet has been transformed from a shark skull to, well, it looks kind of like a tri-corner hat with shark insignia on it. Definitely still has the teeth thing going on. You have a nice shirt, you have a proper vest, you have proper trousers, you have a sash that goes around your center, so a proper belt with hidden extra bags, so you actually have pockets. Yes, Phillipe adds pockets to everything.
Good.
He gives you
Wait.
a shark necklace to put everything, or a shark tooth necklace to put everything together, and you are in somewhat darker but more seaworthy colors. Wait, says Fari.
Yeah. Okay. So, if a cat shark wears trousers, do they wear them like this or do they wear them like that?
I'm not answering that question. Y'all figure it the fuck out.
I too will leave this question unanswered.
And then Phillipe will stand back, spin you around, and put you in front of the mirror and go, I present the Scourge of the Sea. Philippe's gotten very good at doing that.
At presenting the Scourge of the Sea?
No, it's speaking slightly pirate.
Ah,
Philippe's been practicing for the
excellent.
last 30 or so minutes. Phillipe impresses himself. What do you think? Any colors you want slightly changed? Are you okay with the browns, the reds,
Yes.
the blacks? I hope you're okay with gold filigree in the hat. Phillipe like gold filigree.
Gold is always a good color.
Exactly.
R.
Phillipe has done it again, loud enough to echo throughout the entire shop. Jessica has not lost that look on her face. She's just staring forward with it like she's about ready to rip somebody's throat out.
As long as it's not Shoal's throat, it's fine. And Shoal is prancing back into the main room with his fancy new outfit.
Of course.
And Fret will hop up to do next.
Do you wish to
Unless
just
somebody checks.
Oh. First come, first serve? It sounds like it's you.
Okay.
So, do you want to describe an outfit, or do you want me to describe an outfit?
Remind me what theming was the.
Weeb.
Go ahead and do your thing. Do your thing.
Okay. This one has a couple of layers. The underside is completely neon green. Neon green loose slacks and neon green long sleeve shirt. On top of it goes, you know those Japanese style shirts that have the sleeves slightly disconnected with the weave going between?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's one of those. With dark blue plants that also have that kind of weave going on the knees and stuff. He kept it somewhat simple, but enough to let the lime green, that neon green that you seem to have going on, shine through. And he will very specifically show you that there's a certain string that you can pull to hide the neon green when you want. It's very comfortable, surprisingly. Very easy to move in, very quiet.
Nice. And yeah, that strangely enough, Fret was one below his max dex, so this puts him at his max dex.
And yes, you can do that sleeve thing where you put your hands in the other sleeves.
Nice.
But there you are. Surprisingly simple for him, but at the same time, neon green is a very loud color, and against a very midnight blue is enough.
That's fair. And Fret will head back out and dance at Shoal again.
Immediately dances at Shoal. Ninja or pirates, chat? Who do you think would win?
Oh my gosh, that's exactly what this is.
Also,
I'm going to bed.
Deadliest Warrior did that fight, and it was pirates, and it wasn't by a small margin.
Gun.
Yeah, the answer was legitimately mostly because gun.
Wow.
Who wants to go next?
Shoal points at lost.
Yeah, you know what? Why not? Since some of you may have noticed, I put something in the art channel.
Yep, which I'm working on pulling up right now, so that way we got it. Well, Phillipe will go ahead and busy himself by getting your stuff together. I assume this time you would like to describe your outfit as I pull it up here on stream. Why is it so fucking big?
Sorry.
No, it's... Oh my goodness. What is the...
I took it with my phone.
Hold on, I'm just gonna do this. Where is it? Transform. Fit to screen. There we go. There we go.
Here, let me pop into your chat real quick.
This is without your fancy coat, obviously.
Yeah, it's supposed to be over his shoulder, but not exactly
You can
the
kind of see
easiest
it.
to see. Yeah, it's supposed to be there. I didn't do the best job with that. So Lost ends up with these really nice, tough denim jeans, flexible, dark boots that still have some of the aesthetic of his old ones, except now they're the kind where they're sort of like ski boots. I forget what term you used for them, Era, but they're the kind where you...
Belty boots?
Yep, belty boots. They're belty boots.
Ankle high belty boots?
Yep. Ankle high belty boots. And he's got this nice new belt that has a dragon skull buckle on it with like little rubies inset in the eye sockets. Because of course. And instead of actual armor, he's got this V-neck shirt that's been left unbuttoned. I feel like Phillipe may have tried to like test buttoning it up and leaving it buttoned down and Lost would have like batted his hands away.
Oh yeah, he would have buttoned it up, stepped back, looked at you, unbuttoned it, puffed your chest a little bit, stepped back and looked at it.
It's like, no, stop, away. Stop messing with my chest. That's not a chest.
Stop messing with my chest, quote.
Stop messing with my chest. That's not a chest. But the shirt has this like shimmering metallic red embroidered design in it that those of you who are looking on stream can see. It's supposed to vaguely resemble like a skeletal dragon that's reaching an arm across his chest. It also goes across his back. Like there's an outstretched, stylized wing across the back end of this shirt as well. And, you know, he has a bike now, and he can't complete the ensemble without nice fingerless gloves. Nice black leather fingerless gloves.
Yee. Fancy.
And he's been given his coat back, which I assume is relatively unchanged, unless Phillipe would have like messed with that.
I believe you already had a relatively fancy jacket.
It is kind of fancy, but that's because it was made in the style of his homeworld.
Yeah, if anything, he just took the style that was already there, cleaned it up, and made it look brand new.
Oh no, the battle and travel wear is gone.
I said, if anything. That is up to player. I won't touch it if player says no.
I'm okay with it. I think it would be funny if Last saw it all cleaned up and everything. They're like, oh, the wear is gone.
Does Phillipe need to put it back?
No, it's fine. Really. Thank you. And he's gonna step out with like coat slung over his shoulder, and join everybody. At least the pants have a proper strap and everything to hang over his tail, unlike the temporary pants. Mala, you're
Mala's
not
melting,
allowed.
by the way.
Mala, you're not allowed to thirst.
Dr. Volt, would you like to go next?
Sure, I suppose.
I'm assuming I'm describing this, correct?
Yes, I have no idea what I have zero fashion sense.
It is fine, because yours is probably the easiest. You're going to get black slacks, black tie, electric blue button-up shirts. That way you got that whole lab persona going on, and a reversible coat. I'm going to describe this coat, lab coat, as Dr. Horrible Sing-Along blog at the end, the red one.
Ah, yes.
But it's reversible on the inside. It's electric blue, so you can flip it over and be electric blue, or you can flip it inside out and have the red one with black gloves to go along with it.
Any fool with half a brain could
Electric
see the
blue
whole
shirt.
world going insane.
Yes.
To the point where I don't know if I'll upset the status quo if I throw poison in the water main.
Wow, I set up Taya's show tune mode.
Nice.
I didn't know that existed till now.
Also, are you
I mean, to
kidding?
be fair-
You've got the 14 fashion repertoire.
Okay,
You
if I am provided a set of things and told to construct an outfit from these that looks good, I can do that. But if I am given free reign, I'm useless.
it's
Decision paralysis.
analysis paralysis.
And for the record, yes, you can do this jacket where you can button it up so that way it's open, or you can button it up so that way it's closed. It is an electric blue shirt, and you do have the electric blue inside of this jacket, so if you want to seem a little less evil villain, you can mess with the jacket a bit.
So I could have it set to red for villain mode and blue for I'm not Dabba-dee Dabba-dia.
Yes.
Oh, you have a tank mode and a DPS mode.
Lol.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, I'm entirely unsurprised that bringing up Dr. Horrible sets off Taigo's show tune, because of all things, it would be that.
When my hair was shorter and I used to keep it buzz cutted, I really wanted a Dr. Horrible cosplay outfit.
That's all, folks.
So bad. But I couldn't find somebody to be my Dr. Hammer. Or my, what's his name? The Hammer?
Captain Hammer.
Captain Hammer. I couldn't find my Captain Hammer, so...
The
Otherwise,
hammer
I'd
is his penis.
What?
I was going to say I wanted to go to a con and actually perform the songs, but now I remember why I didn't. Moving on. The last person to go is Paint. Unless Volt wants to do a dramatic entrance. He has the curtain.
I've got no idea of what to do for a dramatic entrance. My brain is mostly fried right now from having been up from way too early, by which I mean normal human hours.
Understood. Oh, Paint. Are you going to go willingly?
Gee.
You're not a
It's
chia
his
pet. You're a
punish.
dog.
Oh.
I forget why dogs go chi.
Well, get.
And this is his punishment, so yes, he's going.
Dog is treating everything like punishment.
I thought we solved the dog punishment problem.
We're
No,
putting a
dog-
dog in clothes.
The dog is a downer.
I'll be fair at a character. I can't blame Paint for still considering this a punishment, even if like the stuff between him and Lost has been resolved.
well, it's fine. Phillipe decided to keep this one simple because, well, the dog gave him no feedback. So he's got this whole, I can't overdo it. So it very much is just a simple black leather vest with some coloration in the back that matches your scarf, and he makes sure that your not the scarf, the what is it called?
Bandana
Handkerchief.
Bandana
or
does
neckerchief.
show up on your chest. And he does provide you a helmet for your bike, which does fit quite wonderfully and protect your ears. It is quite a nice vest. He does try to put some, leather bracers on your arm as well. Whether or not you allow that to happen is up to you.
It is the punishment.
But the back does have lovely tie-dye colors matching your bandana, because Brain can remember English today. Maybe. And since he doesn't get a reaction from you, he will usher you out and be like, Phillipe has done it again. Simple, yet good looking. Good on bike. Then Phillipe snaps and then waits for applause. Of course, Jessica has gone back to staring out the window with that look, to looking at him with that look.
Fret will make applause.
And Phillipe takes a grand bow. You don't know where the rose came from in his teeth, but he has one now.
Last just gonna do a golf clap.
Remember to tell all your friends when they compliment how good you look that Phillipe has done this for you. Send him Philippe's way. Phillipe will make them all fabulous. Snap, 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 snap. Questions?
Fret will scribble out. So that we're actually like buying something. I need a bag.
Phillipe has many bags, accessories. By the way, everything you have has pockets. Phillipe includes pockets in the breast pockets and jackets. In the pants, they will have pockets. You will have pockets, my dears. Phillipe never skims on the pockets. Even dresses have pockets. Jessica, show them. Looks over at Jessica for the first time. Oh, Phillipe will bother Jessica later. What kind of bag?
Okay, so Fret's going to communicate this telepathically to Phillipe.
And just Phillipe?
Yep.
Do me a favor and roll your percentiles, because I already know the item.
Uh-huh.
Part of me really wants to get an enchanted like rum bottle, kind of like the kind of like almost
That
like
is
a canteen.
63.
I mean, that's not going to be hard because technically the ever-filling mug exists. So
Yeah.
it'd be just that, except a ever-full rum bottle.
Well, it doesn't need to be rum.
True.
It could be like for water. It would look like a rum bottle. That will be for next time.
And Phillipe will offer this for you. Well, Phillipe will need to make it match. So Phillipe offers it to you for this amount of time. You rolled a little high there, unfortunately. But
Yeah. Yeah, Fred will do it.
okay.
Fred accepts.
Give Phillipe a few minutes. Jessica looks at Jessica. Phillipe will go in back and get bag and make it look good. And then he does that thing where he inches around Phillipe with his back against the wall like she's going to hit him at any moment in time. You swear this woman, if her neck wasn't or her head wasn't attached to her body, would not leave his face. But unfortunately, her body does stop her from twisting her neck 180 degrees. She is not an owl.
But imagine if she was.
Then this man would never escape the gaze.
Well, he's never going to escape the gaze anyways, but that's beside the point.
It'll take Phillipe a few minutes, and he will bring out the bag and present it to you. It has the same colors. Everything you need is inside.
And Fred will give a thumbs up.
He'll present the card reader for you to go ahead and swipe your card.
And Fred will do so.
Do they have tail pockets? If people want tail pouches, they are available. Tail bags are definitely available. The best accessory, obviously. But then you are free from Phillipe and whatever this was that you just went through. When you leave the shop, you each gain 5 scales for going through that.
Serious.
I'm just imagining that we step outside and we just get this sense from Arabaean, like, so sorry about that. And then just the sprinkling of scales.
It was how many scales?
5.
Okay.
It's not much, but
It was
That was
an
an
experience.
there we go.
I mean, now the paint actually has scales again.
Yes, he does. For now.
Until he eats them like popcorn.
Any last activities you guys want to do in the town?
I was gonna say I should probably like check out the clown shooting gun range, but I have no ammunition.
Yeah, a little bit of a problem, unfortunately. You could still go check it out. It is definitely like a carnival game. You stand behind like one of those half like bench things that goes up to about your mid-stomach area. They got places to brace. They do have firearms that you can just use, but they're not like yours. There's
Yeah.
liability waivers. You see somebody there shooting. The clowns are... They move so slowly towards the shooting area, making bad jokes and honking horns, and there's just something so uncomfortable about their presence, in their smiles and their gazes. Then you hear the shot go off and the clown goes flying back with a honk! Flat on his back, his oversized foot twitches. Then you hear the man fire again and clear his throat and go, yep, gotta always shoot second or twice. That one was still around. And then it bursts into confetti that almost seems to rot as it hits the ground and then disappear. Something is wrong with that creature.
Wombi.
An activity for later, though.
Hey,
Maybe
speaking of activities for later, how about we go do that activity for later that's considered being done?
you had an
What
activity for later.
activity?
Going to the conspiracy shop.
Ah,
I don't think they know about the Tangled Web.
I don't know if Fret would, but I know that Shoal knows about it. Because Shoal bugged Volt about going inside. 'Cause-
Yeah, the one shop.
Mhm.
But yeah, Paint and Lost do not know about it.
So Dr. Volt is asked, what shop?
Well, considering how much of a tangled conspiracy mess we are in at home, I found a conspiracy shop. I have no idea what's inside.
Fred just
They had the
kinda-
board with the strings and
The cork board.
Well, I see no harm in it. especially considering time here is not exactly the same as in Twilight. Even if it functions basically the same. Wait, no, that's space. Space functions the same.
Well, I mean, if time is related to space and space does not really work here and does not really work in Twilight, and time is a currency here, and
Twilight has the currency of experience.
reading the Akashic record was simpler than this.
Fred shrugs.
Last just gonna pat Volt on the shoulder. Lead the way.
If such a thing is possible, I shall... Actually, no, Shoal would be better.
Would
Wait,
be
what
better?
we-
Shoal would be better to lead the way.
Ah,
This is fair.
Shoal, roll your navigation check for me.
You have a
Shoal is
navigation check.
I have an explorer check.
Oh,
You may roll that instead if you want to do it the fun way.
That's my only way of figuring out where I'm going.
All right.
Because Fred stole with navigation. This
you at
is
least have
a-
experience navigating around cockamamie
true.
nonsense
Well,
space.
this is a 21.
Fantastic. Before I get into this, I need a short break. I need to go take my meds really quick. I will be right back, I promise.
All right.
And then we never saw him again.
I hope I don't die on the way out.
And thus, the dragon fell into the abyss. It turns out that gravity actually does exist on the bottom of the bridge. The
Oof.
bridge to nowhere.
Well, he can wait to fall until I tell him I'm going to be making a C.
Yeah, of course gravity exists on the bottom of the bridge. It points towards the bottom of the bridge.
The real question is Shoal going to ask permission before he turns the wharves into an actual pier, or is he just going to do it?
Why are you saying that this is a question?
Because Shoal is sometimes considerate. And Shoal does like to balance, his inconsideracies with his consideracy.
So, random question. Apropos
boy.
of nothing.
Uh-huh.
Which of the two things, supernatural abilities or extraordinary abilities, is affected by spell resistance?
Extraordinary abilities are never affected by spell resistance. It would
Yeah.
only be spell-like abilities and the occasional supernatural ability.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Supernatural abilities will normally specify if they are affected by spell resistance.
Okay.
Yeah. Spell-like abilities are always affected by spell resistance.
Because they're spell-like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only time that I can think of where that's not the case is if you're a kineticist and you're using a physical blast. Physical blasts don't have to deal with spell resistance, but energy blasts do.
Which
Okay.
was part of why I was having fun with rocks. Also, man's instinctive urge to throw a rock and dig a hole.
I mean, when it comes down to it, an extraordinary ability that's bullshit. But I believe it. And a supernatural ability is no, that is just bullshit.
Yep.
Shoal, I would like to put on the table that technically speaking, you have plans of doing more than just drop a C in the middle of Twilight.
Yes. And
So
it's
if
not
you
gonna
want
be
to
in the
bounce
middle.
things out, well, it's gonna be off center to piss people off. Got it.
Correct.
Oh no.
One way or the other. Hey,
You're gonna have
Vari,
to
roll a
update the
perception
map.
for me.
Okay.
This is a 3D map I commissioned a while ago. I don't know if I can get it updated. But yeah, roll a perception for me really quickly.
Okay. Well, that's a 18.
Got it. Sorry, my roommate sent me a message. All right. Alrighty. While you guys are walking, you run past that store again. Jar of
Oh,
Ox.
the
I know you're not going in, but it's kinda
yeah.
hard to get-
Okay. So Fret will stare at that store though. It's like you hardly even need to roll a sense motive to like feel the
discontent.
discontent at the thing's existence.
The store wants an answer to that stupid meme song.
Which
Oh,
one?
no.
What
What's-
does the fox say? I knew Ty was going to make that joke sooner or later if I brought it back.
I feel like Lost would walk past briefly and then backpedal a bit to look at the store and then look down at Fret.
Thank you for the sub, Viv. That's a lot a month.
Yep.
Are
Wow.
you okay?
Fret kind of just shrugs. And then nods. After a long pause.
Did you want to go in?
Fret shakes his head.
Somehow I figured. And he just sort of holds an arm out, trying to be friendly and, gesture for Fret to join him.
Fret will I guess take the offered arm.
Cool, he's going to put an arm around Fret's shoulders and start walking again.
All right, and you guys make it, of course, to the Tangled Web.
Real quick. Mala, I have been considerate. Just not to you.
Aww.
Truth. I'm assuming you guys are just going to go right in, correct?
Yeah, probably.
All right. Once you guys get in, it is 100% like I described. You see those red strings across the shelves to cork boards with little ads on them. They have tons of books, all sorts of quote unquote spy gear in one section. Obviously, it's the kind that you would get for kids.
Oh, like those glasses that let you see behind you that don't really work?
Yep, and an assortment of other things. They have a lot of books, though, and a shelf full of miscellaneous items. I need Last Lost to roll me a perception check. Behind the counter, while he's rolling a perception check for me, you see something called a Nick Attack. Credit to Not Fun for this race creation, but they're a interesting creature. They're large, fluffy, white. This one seems to be jamming out to some tunes. I put an example in the art for us of the original creator's thing. But they have 2 sets of arms, foot paws, big fluffy tails. They're awesome. I like Nick Attacks.
Do
And
they eventually evolve into Thievel tanks?
No. But I can tell you this one's grooving out like he's one. He seems to have not have noticed you yet. You guys are free to peruse the shelves. They have books on all sorts of stuff that you wouldn't expect. A lot of these are theory books. How much credit you want to put into them?
You said theory books?
Yeah, you're going to run across your average, aliens built the pyramids, but then you're going to run across what is actually in the void a theory, what lays between a theory, the purpose of reality a theory, those kind of things. The kind of books that most people would just walk away from.
Okay, but the question is, do they have a book on what has happened to the air, earth, and water vampires?
Roll percentile,
Oh,
and I
no.
will tell you. Key, what's your perception?
60.
I rolled a 59.
They do not, unfortunately. Currently sold out. Last, you're going to notice something particular in the random stuff section, marked down several times now by a layer of stickers that's so thick it's almost visibly thick. Soul Echoes, 4 of them. It looks like at one point there were 6. Dust covered.
I'd just like to explain
wait.
things to people because I have said something that probably sounds completely nonsensical, and I'm going to make it sound even more nonsensical. You see, we only know about the fire vampires, the ones who are weak to fire and the sun. We don't know about the ones who are weak to air, water, or earth.
Oh.
The ones who are weak to air are either extinct or they have underwater vampire empires.
But, okay, so, are you saying that there are legitimate soul echoes just sitting in, or a book about soul echoes?
Nope, actual Soul Echoes. It's in the junk section. There's things over here like utility knives and Swiss Army knives, and those watches that you can apparently submerge to the bottom of the ocean and they'll work. Last Lost would see those right away, I'm sure.
Yes. And he would gravitate towards them. He is staring at them.
They have been discounted to a month per.
Oh, I have another question. Do they have a book on the secret legion of people named Victor who get all of the loot and write the history books?
No, but they have one on the colony of Jacob.
I'm unaware of that one. What's that?
Everybody's named Jacob. I'm making a riff off the riff.
Ah,
Shoal is going to see if there's any weirdo books about what's in the ocean.
Oh yes, you get your common Atlantis is real because that's for some reason appears a lot. Secrets of the Deep. Theories about the deep or the deep ocean. A book called Things That I Want to Try Eating But I Can't Get from the Deep Ocean.
How much is that one?
It looks like it is 6 months currently.
Shoal is tempted.
Fret will buy
Shoal's just going to
this
read
book.
through it and be like, that, eating that.
Yeah, basically.
Because he's eaten plenty of stuff from the deep ocean.
You
Considering
said
that's where
6
he...
months, right?
Yeah.
Fret's gonna buy this book for sure.
When you get up to the counter, the guy behind it suddenly stops, takes off his headphones, and goes, "Oh, I am so sorry. I didn't see you guys come in."
It's fine.
Fret will scribble out on his chalkboard. This is fine.
Anything I can help any of you find.
What? Oh, Why are there soul echoes here?
Oh, some guy brought those in years ago. He swore up and down that they'd be really popular, but I only bought 6. Only 2 have sold in the last, God, I don't know how long. Apparently, only a few spells actually use them, and they're all for, like, the baby making things. So he shrugs. Not exactly the best place to keep them.
I see.
But yes, what catches your eye? I've got all sorts of books. Some of them possibly actually might be true. Some of them just funny.
Shoal just goes, I noticed.
Yeah, it's great. Well, we also got quote spy gear because I was told I'm not allowed to actually sell spy gear anymore. Conspiracy theories. Oh, there's a really great series from the Mad Doctor. He's a guy that apparently is from a destroyed universe that walks around with a paper bag on his head. And apparently he just goes to random universes and explores their physics and then writes a book about it, but does it in the weirdest words, man. It's a riot.
I know you're making a reference to something, and I feel like I know what it is, but I also feel like I don't know what it is.
And in reality, he's not actually making a reference at all.
I'm making technically 3 references in one statement. There's an author out there that wears a paper bag on his head. There's several scientists throughout history that publish things anonymously and claim to be explorers from a destroyed kingdom or a place that doesn't exist. But yes.
I figured this was just like the backstory of that Guilty Gear Blaze Blue character who looks like a doctor.
That was my exact thought.
That also works.
Honestly, that would fit, though.
Pate's going to bring up a book called Arceus is a Robot by Norton.
Oh, that one. I don't know who Arceus is. But yeah.
His name is not
What was
actually
that?
Dr. Baghead, is it?
It is now.
Oh no.
What'd you say, Viv?
I said I'm gonna buy that book.
That one's really popular right now for some reason. I don't know why. So 2 years for that one.
Shoal just pays the 2 years. It's
But
too
yeah,
funny not to.
Any actual crazy information you're looking for?
Fret will scribble out. Do you have any books on entropy accelerationists and proteans?
Oh, tons of books, he says as he holds up a finger. Anything in particular?
Things pertaining to the void.
Well, you see, the void and the entropy are 2 different things. If you're looking specifically for the void, he scampers out from the behind the counter, and he goes down to all 4, or down to 4 feet and 2 hands, goes up to a shelf, and then crawls up with it all 6, and then pulls out a book and goes, this one's rather accurate, explaining the sounds between the voids. I got this one over here, the things that lurk between, written by the Baghead fellow. You might want to take this one with a grain of salt, but at the same time, you get weird feelings when you read this one. He shakes it at you. As far as entropy and proteans, they're kind of common for many universes. I would recommend, and he goes off to the other side of the store, crawls up a wall again to a higher shelf, removes a piece of string. This one. He pulls it out. And he'll bring it down. It's a little bit difficult to read, but what they really want. An interesting perspective into the mindset, apparently, done by somebody that was a follower of theirs for many years and went crazy, and then apparently went so crazy he became sane again.
Oh, he did the full loop.
Yeah.
Fret just kind of blinks a couple times incredulously.
He flips over to the back. He also claims to have murdered an Axion in the process. Interesting stuff.
Fret will scribble out how much.
For all of them, or...
That one.
Ah, what they really want. He kind of looks it over. Not many of these. Then again, I kind of want it out of my shop.
2,000 years.
What? No.
Why?
Are you actually offering him 2,000 years?
Paint doesn't talk.
Damn, that would have been funny. 300 years. I can let this go.
Oh, I wasn't expecting it to actually be more than like 10.
No, it's actually going to be a lot because this is a rare book.
Fret kind of does the face scrunchie of contemplation. And looks at the group.
Well, it may prove useful.
Fret will scribble out. That's most of my remaining years.
Lost is going to come over. He has the soul echoes. Collect what you want. Just tell me when you're done shopping.
Fret will scribble out. That's all I want.
He's going to look at everyone else.
Well, Dr. Volt will pay for the book. He has plenty of years left.
I don't know, his hair's already white.
I was literally about to say the same thing.
But Dr. Volt's at the prime of his life. The perfect age for an evil German scientist. Excuse me, mad German scientist.
You know, it is actually worth noting that he is still in his prime when it comes to the age classifications.
Any other weird, obscure information anybody wants to try and pop up?
Nah, Shoal is fine.
All right. So it sounds like Last is buying the Soul Echoes.
You expect him to not?
The trap has been laid, and the trap has been set, and the trap has been set off.
Last is going to ask if they have anything about worlds on the edge of the void.
The void specifically? See, that's a weird subject right there. He kind of taps his fingers as he's looking around his shop. Because when you get to the edge of any reality, things tend to get a little bit weird, and it really depends on how your universe developed. And there's the multiverse theory, too, where there's a bunch of you walking around. And I don't like that one because I'm pretty sure I've seen me walking around out there, and no. Then again, we all look the same, so... How screwball do you want it?
It doesn't particularly matter to me how accurate the information is.
Well, there is the weird outer shell. It's kind of more of a storybook, I think. It kind of goes through this guy talking in the third person the entire time, walking in and out of like little pocket dimensions that litter the outside of reality and the things he sees. There is the nature of the weird and the edge. That one's a little bit more factual, a little bit more scientific, I guess. It just kind of talks about how when, the bounds of in and out meet, there's always a gray zone and the things that you can do with the energies out there. Yeah, I think those are probably the best two.
What was the title of the second one?
Did my brain shut off and forget what I just said? The nature of the weird,
Ah, okay.
I think I said.
Yes.
Okay.
So my brain also shut off and was like, I'm not going to remember this important thing. Sure. The nature of the weird thing.
Give me 1 second as he runs around his shop again before pulling out a book, kind of dusting it off a bit. Wow, this really didn't sell. I have 2 copies. Looks like one has illustrations.
Really? Why would one have illustrations and one not?
I don't know. There's no publisher, so whoever made these made them themselves, which is
No
probably the
Zimq.
guy. Probably the guy that wrote these books. Oh, look, it's old Baghead. Huh.
I'll take the one with illustrations.
Good choice. It's a first edition. Though I think they're all first editions at this point. He'll scurry down behind the counter and he'll look it over. Ah, great. Now I have to come up with a price for this thing. Such an obscure book. I wonder if I could get more if I know. I'll just do 300 like the other ones. That way I don't drive myself mad. You'd think I'd have prices for all these things, but you never know when somebody wants something until they want it.
So expensive.
He shrugs, I gotta make a living.
Understandable. It is
I
not
don't-
you that makes this irksome.
Just don't buy groceries here.
Why would we buy groceries with time? Slowly looks over at Shoal, remembering that Shoal bought fairies on a stick.
I hear a carton of eggs is like a century these days.
Depends on the type of egg, but
It's-
yeah.
It's so
Shoal
hard
just
being
goes-
a Marten right
Shoal
now.
just raises an eyebrow and is like, "Why? When did you think I was ever going to pass up the ability to eat Fae?"
Also, haha, century eggs.
I didn't even consider those.
You know it's bad when a century egg costs 3 centuries.
Oof.
Sound fair?
Fair enough.
He'll
Also
bring out
out
the
of-
card. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say out of character. I'm sorry for pauses. I am doing note.
Yee.
You're
I think
fine.
we've all gathered that fact by this point.
I'm gonna be honest, I've kind of lost complete track of what people are actually looking at and buying in here.
Oh, right. How much is Arceus as a robot?
He
I
said 2
think
years.
the-
2
yeah,
years?
they've already
Okay.
paid for it.
Yep.
Dang it! I was going to pay for everything.
Ha! Rack.
Well, he'll pull up the done with this shop, and I think you guys are finally done shopping. The D&D group I have to push to shop to a certain degree. Like half the group just goes shopping and the other group half goes, eh.
Hey, Shoal, did you remember to get the sphere?
Yes.
Paint is a dog. What do you want from him?
To not be such a downer.
Well, he's still got to fix the last bad boy thing he did.
Which was what?
That he hasn't given the Blanketera yet.
That's not even a bad boy thing.
Not in his book.
That's just you being impatient.
He's a dog.
Again, he's a dog.
Oh, dogs.
Waiting 7 whole days? Oh my god.
Being
What?
near dogs makes Shoal want to drown himself, and he
Why-
has gills.
Why am I imagining Shoal just doing what Spike did and going,
Yes. Yeah, no, that is exactly what I was going. That's how Shoal feels being around Paint when Paint's being a downer.
Oh.
Shoal, to be okay, it's not Paint specific. That's how Shoal feels around anybody who's being a downer.
Hey, Shoal, once you guys leave the shop, you see one of those fried fairies on a stick, and it's got a bunch of people around it. Do you want to roll a perception check?
Sure. You're asking me if I want to roll a dice. Hey, I see it.
They have a new thing.
Oh.
Mala in a jar.
Oh, speaking
Well, of course.
I've updated my tip goal on my end, guys. It's a Wild Traditions goal called Pixie Lamp.
Nice.
So, hold on.
Lol. It looks like when you get closer, it's that rare Mala fairy that seems to sell out really quickly. Except it's not just deep fried, it's put inside of a jar with tea. So you get to sip the tea first, then eat the Mala.
I don't know about tea. I
Sold.
hear it spills really easily.
Squint.
A generous bestow.
Because of this, it's 2 week per.
Thank you
That's
for
fine.
the tip, Vari.
$20.
Lol. They also have chocolate covered fairies right now. Ooh. 1 week apiece.
Brett, do you want one?
Thank you too, Key. We're already all over halfway there.
Carcerus tipped $25.
Yeah, so, Fred just shrugs.
I'm gonna take that as a yes. Shoal is. Well, okay.
A generous
Would-
bestow.
Does Fret want the chocolate? Was it the chocolate fried fairy or the Mala fairy?
Loberon Sign Alma tipped $10.
Thank you,
Okay, so-
Loberon.
Of course, they still
So
have
what-
the lemon, blueberry, or lemon, raspberry, and strawberry in stock too.
But what's the Mala fairy?
It's a-
It is.
Go ahead.
It's a jar with a Mala fairy in it, and it's filled with tea. And then you drink the tea, and then you eat the fairy.
I mean, it depends on what kind of tea.
A generous bestow.
Oh my god. Thank you,
They have
Ren.
Ren underscores L.
I think
Oh,
this
weird
is the
number.
fastest tip goal I've had.
Send some of those people my way once it's filled. They have a black tea, an Earl Grey. They have a matcha green. And they have the common, okay, rooibos for the people that don't know what tea is.
Matcha sounds good.
You get to watch
Because
as
it's
they
green.
take it. They take an oddly moth-shaped fairy and dunk him in the tea, then turn around and deep fry him, and then stick him back in for you.
That's terrible.
Don't worry, he's not around. I can make as many of them as I need. Right, Mala? Mala wants to be a tasty treat. This may or may not be revenge for trying to shove Valentine's down on us. So what are you getting total, Shoal?
So Fret wants the matcha.
A generous bestowal.
Okay. Well, Shoal is going to get 3 matchas
Katsuha
and
the shotgun wizard tipped
two chocolates.
Understood. So that's 2, 4, 6.
Viv, thank you for that, and that's the tip goal completed. Now go help out Era, everybody.
8 weeks.
8 weeks, okay. And and you can also enjoy the fact that it is still an uneven number. I could have fixed that. I chose not to.
I don't have to look at Zimstream right now. I have to look at mine, unfortunately. Mine's been on an uneven number since last night.
You're welcome.
But one way or the other.
You said how many?
8 weeks.
8 weeks. Bump. That one. That's the right number. Okay.
And I believe this all, or finishes off you guys being here, because you guys probably, as far as I'm aware, do not have any additional shopping you want to do, correct?
Correct.
So you guys travel back to the hill where you came in to begin with. The hooded individuals sitting there drinking coffee, one of them will stand up and walk over and be like, time to go home? You cannot tell if it's the same one or the new one.
Crit nods.
By the way, Shoal got an extra so he can give them to Era so they can be served in.
Nice. Lol.
Perfect.
Which means everyone will be eating mala and other fairies. Because fairies deserve it.
I feel like Erebane would agree.
So the man will give you the same instructions before. Follow behind you guys. You guys got the applications and everything, and he'll lead you through the voids. The same unnatural, cold feeling that doesn't feel like it should be real as you guys walk through the weird sounds in the distance that aren't there. All the way back until the exact spot where you guys left. He will pull a portal open and drop you off. He'll give you guys a nod and say, of course, make sure to use your passes to come back as you wish. Shop vendors can take a bus stop that they've been called should you become a shop vendor. But you'd have to, make your god okay with us being there. I don't know how you want to do that, but that's up to you all. And then we can get a route going too, and the passes become cheaper for you. Bus tokens are always cheaper.
Something to possibly do. Especially if Volt ever gets bored. Good crafter.
You all have a wonderful evening. And he'll step back into the little hole he created, leaving you guys outside of Twilight in that little shadowy zone. It's been a long day.
It has. Now Shoal needs to go find Era.
There's one person in this party that can find Era. Well, technically 2.
Shoal's gonna look at Last Lost. Hey, do you know where Erabane's at?
Paint starts running.
Oh.
No, Shoal's gonna follow Paint, I guess.
Wait.
Fret will scribble out, I've got some other things that I need to take care of. I'll catch up.
Okay.
Well, I guess get on.
All right, motorcycle. Scrambles on the motorcycle.
Oh, shoot, what did I name the motorcycle? Oh, right, Canvas.
Now there's paint and canvas.
Yes.
I'm sensing a theme, but I'm not
Yes.
sure what it could be.
Easel there, Vib. You'll get it.
I'd like to activate my punishment feat.
Right.
You just gotta brush off
Right.
the puns.
I'm gonna let this go on because I need more water.
I'm gonna take a minute to catch up with notes. You can keep punning all you want.
Look, at this rate, Zim is just going to get up, then go away.
That one was kind of a stretch. That
I didn't get
Well-
that one.
Van Gogh. Get up, Van Gogh.
Oh. I'm using my punishment feat again.
I don't know why, but that one really hit my funny bone. Oh,
just Volt gradually getting more and more like wounded looking.
Just flashes red, little stock damage sound effect.
oof. Just Minecraft damage effect.
Roblox.oof.
Or that.
Yep.
I turned on the playthrough just to play that.
Classic.
But yes, of course I have that as one of my sound effects.
Why wouldn't you? It's too funny not to. Oh. Whew.
But yeah, Fred's not going exactly directly back to Twilight yet. Maybe.
He's got a friend to go talk to first.
Uh-huh.
This is fun. This allows us shoals to cause problems. Although now we're gonna have to name it, Era. Oh yeah, Era's not here.
We already have something named Era. It's Era.
Yeah, but we have to name the other one now.
You just said we have to name it Era.
There was a comma there, you dingus. Learn English.
Are you
I get the
surprised that Are you surprised that I'm identifying as a problem right now?
I'm aware that that's what you always identify as. That's why we get along so well. It's because we identify as two different problems.
Apparently we're supposed to damn it Aria. Name it, they mean.
Why am I naming it that?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Or name it Ara Ara.
I'm playing the wrong character for that, Sylvan.
Oh, we are not naming anything Aura Aura.
Like if I was playing Skitter, I could probably get away with that.
All right, so we got Group A going towards the bridge to nowhere, I'm assuming.
Yes.
The bridge to nothing.
Paint
We
has
got-
somewhere else to stop first.
Oh boy. I guess Paint's deciding how long you guys have been gone.
Death.
Vari's going off somewhere. What are you doing, Dr. Volt?
Dr. Volt is going to go and see about perhaps getting a new set of tools at his place of employment.
Understood. So to decide who goes first here, Dr. Volt, Fret, and Paint. Roll a d20.
12.
18.
2.
Aw. It's okay. Paint should enjoy his last day. Teasing the
Ha.
Mala.
Grinding stone as I slowly turn to stare at you.
So, how are you calling your patron there, Fret?
Okay, so, um, well, I do believe that, with new telepathic thing, he will call out into the darkness telepathically with, his patron's true name.
And out from a hellish, or a little puff of hellfire, just a little one, because he doesn't want to be too showy out here. Just enough so that way you know he's coming. He'll come out adjusting his tie, tail swaying back and forth as he walks up, and he goes, I've been summoned, have I? How's my favorite little pupil doing today?
Fret will telepathically note, been doing pretty good. Went on a little shopping trip.
Outside, I see. Shame.
Fret will hold up his hand and show the number 6.
That is where you went then. I, unfortunately, have not been in a few centuries. I should go back one of these days.
And Fret will pull out a coin.
Oh, don't you want to go for tea first? I know this lovely little spot. In what used to be a heaven.
Sure, we can do that.
He'll put a hand on your shoulder and poof you off into a place that looks like heaven if it was destroyed by, hooligans. Looks like a riot went through at some point in time. Couple of stray businesses, he'll walk in, or lead you into one that is, quote, whole. The person behind it, obviously a soul that looks very tired, just sits up and will look up at the devil and just start making tea. And he'll sit down and let you sit down. There we go. Much more appropriate setting for you to present me with that. Excuse the mess here. The rioting, when the souls realized what their god was up to, was quite entertaining.
Yeah, so, let me see. How many did I have here? Oh, okay, yeah.
Where was this mess made?
And some afterlife in some sphere somewhere.
Oh, but is it in a building or something?
Well, they're currently in a building, but the entire zone that they're in was very beat up.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the rioting
comes-
was not just on the walls.
There it is.
Oh,
Saw
Damn.
that coming.
but yeah. So Fret will set down his cup of fairy tea, and then pull out a coin and kind of do the coin flip um directed at well at his patron for him to catch.
It's one of those things where he waits for the last second to snatch it out of the air because obviously he needs to look cool, calm, and collected the entire time.
Mhm.
Then he'll hold it up to the light and be like, what did this one do?
It is the 10-year coin. It is the one that made deals with many devils. And and thus caused an issue with courts.
goes, ooh, an illegal one. Technically, I'm not supposed to have this, so this needs to go in my private collection. And he'll flick the coin up and it'll disappear in a puff of flame. I didn't know that those were available there at the time. I definitely need to go back.
Fret smiles and then pulls out a fistful of coins.
He looks down at them and goes, petty souls. How many?
Fret continues pulling them out and setting them on the table. There is 120 coins.
He picks one up, he looks at it, then he flicks it. You see a portal open for a moment. You see what looks like what you would assume to be a big, bad, angry demon, currently throwing a whip chain around and roaring. And this coin just plinks off the back of his head, and the portal closes just as you hear.
Pennies to flick at people.
Then he picks up another one, looks it over. Do you want to watch me do all 120 now?
Fret shrugs and then shakes his head. I just decided to bring you some gifts. A little light snack with these probably is the best you'll get, probably, but I thought it would be the thought that counts, hopefully.
Oh no, this is going to bring me a lot of entertainment. Watch, he flicks another one, a portal opens. This one looks like a vile woman walking down the street of some city. She's got this really nice outfit on. She's doing that strut, and then it pinks off her forehead, and you just hear, and then it cuts off.
Fret seems to have been brought great joy by this.
Oh, trust me. I'm gonna very much enjoy this process. You know, he pulls one of the coins out. When you make use of these coins, sometimes the souls are freed. They're petty crimes. They're usually not bound to hell forever after all. So, he flicks one and it turns into a mask and he offers it over.
Fret kind of does the blink double take and then accepts the mask.
It is a copper mask. It has one purpose and one purpose only. When you wear it, it gives you a +5 to flicking a low denomination coin at somebody. It will do 1 point of damage.
Spectacular.
I'm sorry, what is this?
It gives him +5 to attack with a low denomination coin. The coin will only ever do 1 damage. But it's basically just a copper mask that lets him flick pennies at people.
Good night, everybody. I've died.
So that means that I'm flicking pennies at people with a +15.
Hey, it's guaranteed chip damage. Let's go.
Simple. Oh, it's gotten a name. It's the copper mask of Throgi. Or Throgil.
Oh,
Yes.
Gilfling.
Gilfling, there we go.
Please make it one word, though, so that way nobody gets the reference.
Yes,
Gilfling.
absolutely. Like it's a name. That's going in the notes.
Okay, there we go. It is labeled.
Malo says this is like one of those fighting game taunts that just does 1 damage to style on people, like Dudley's Rose.
Okay,
There's a
but
couple in Super Smash Brothers that if
Yeah.
you got them up high enough, you could KO people with them.
The Luigi kick.
Yep.
yeah,
The
Luigi's,
Luigi kick.
if they are ledge grabbing at the time, it will in fact meteor spike them.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
I had forgotten about that. Yeah, it's really goofy. Yeah, the ledge fucking campers, you can just Luigi kick them and they die. It's funny.
So yes, you can enjoy tea while watching your patron pick up a coin every once in a while and then just flick it through a portal at some very bad-looking demon. You know, the kind of thing that most mortals or even immortals probably would not want to mess with, but there's privileges to being a Prince of Hell.
What does Whisper care? Flicks coins at people.
Some of them get this really weird look in their face when the coin hits them. There's this one demon in specific. He's busy doing whatever the heck he's doing. The coin bounces off of him and he just sighs this guttural, depressed sigh. And then before the devil or the demon can turn around, the portal closes and Whispers is just smiling to himself the
Just
whole time.
Yeah, Fret is incredibly pleased by this.
At one point, he opens the portal and he flinks one at an imp. The imp bowls over, looks up, gets this great look in his eyes, and then Whispers reaches through the portal and takes the coin back. And then you hear an "Aww."
For him, that would have
Whispers is
actually been
giving
expensive.
Dobby a coin. Dobby's. Oh,
Dobby the imp.
Whispers leans back. He was supposed to do the dishes today.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate.
For him.
For him.
Anyways, yeah. So that's what's been going on. We have made a little shopping trip. Upgraded some things. But yeah. We're still working on the protein problem.
Well, I guess you did give me a wonderful gift. I could give you a non-gay gift in return. An illegal token in my midst is always nice to have.
Okay, there's something that's been rumbling around my head. I need to get to the bottom of it. There is a something where there is a race in it called Gelflings, right?
Oh, Dark Crystal.
Yep.
Okay. And you all see how my brain has been got there,
Yeah.
and how it got stuck there.
Yeah. You're welcome for freeing your mind from that.
Oh, by the
unending
way,
torment.
while we're on random subject, if you look over by me, there is currently something new on my table. I present to you an actual dice jail. The
Yeah, I
lid
saw
can be
that.
removed. The lid can be put back on
Nice.
because we need it here.
It's particularly for Kai's dice most of the time.
Probably, but they will actually stay in there. I'm going to save them. But yes, the devil will lean back and go, I don't have much intel in what the Proteans do. I don't like them. They don't like me. I'm a lawful being. Even if I'm evil or whatever the angels want to tell you, I am still a law-abiding man. Or devil, or creature. Dragon, if you really want it. A lot of people have that fascination.
Correct.
But I did look into what's going on over there because it's kind of intriguing. Anybody that's willing to mess with him, well, they're idiots. And the only thing I got was the name of the person on the inside, and you're not going to like it.
Fret had tilts.
Well, he goes by the name Valence. Sir.
Fret face palms so hard.
But apparently that's how they address him, and that's how he wishes to be called when doing his deeds, I would assume. Don't know if it helps, but you never know. He shrugs. Happy hunting, Surveillance.
Fret gives a thumbs up. And takes a long sip of fairy tea.
Ah, you got matcha with a slight lemony hint to it. A little bit salty due to the frying. Interesting mix of flavors, but at the same time, you're pretty sure the reason why this exists isn't because, it necessarily tastes good, but the Fae. Part of you feels lethargic. Moving on to Dr. Volt.
Yes, Dr. Volt will be trying to get the proper accommodations set up for the laboratory as specified within the book.
So you're going to go to your boss, basically.
Yes.
You go to your boss's office and you knock. And today, he's doing yoga as you walk in. In a 100% 70s-esque outfit pertaining to exercising. That is obviously maybe a size too small for a man of his proportions, because bird. He's got a lot of feathers that make him look more normal-sized, but without the feathers, he's actually relatively skinny, apparently. Enjoy that disturbing image.
Yagudo versus Vanu.
So, basically, Austin Powers in a singlet swimsuit from like the 60s.
Yep.
Except bird.
Yep. And what do I have the pleasure of? Nice outfit. He pauses, walking up over you. Are you red right now, or are you blue?
He would be blue, right?
Not a fan of the color. But that's a very
He's a
nice coat.
bluebird.
He is, but he is the blue one. Everything must compliment him.
Look, we just need someone with a stick to walk up and go whoa lol.
He's the bluebird of happiness. Still, he'll be like, either rate, we'll talk about your outfit later. What can I do for you? I'm gonna go
What?
back to my exercises here.
The last couple of those I saw turn black and everything went shit afterwards.
Dare I ask?
That wasn't in character.
Oh,
Oh,
but what can I help you with today? Don't mind me, I'm just exercising. Gotta keep this body in shape.
Well, in my various forays and such, I happen to have come across some rather interesting literature. And Dr. Volt will show the book to his boss.
Of course, the bird will go ahead and finish his exercise, stretching out his back, one leg way up in the air for some reason, before moving over with the finesse of a bird that is currently wearing spandex. Look over the book. Oh, what do we have here? And reach out for it. Yes, Vari.
so goofy as hell is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
If you let him take it, he'll start to page through it, and you watch. You know how when parrots speak, their pupils get really small, but their irises get really big?
Kind of.
Like the brain is definitely going, and he goes, oh, hello, my little friend. And before you know it, he's in the
I assume head bobbing is also happening.
Oh, yes. Before you know it, he's in one of the egg chairs, and you've lost him.
So I take it that I will have your go-ahead to set up a lab for production of such materials.
You let me read this book, you go ahead and just tell the people in financing to make it happen.
Excellent.
Tell them to enchant it too. Oh, Blood nanites. Interesting. Magically enchanted nanites too. Ooh. His beak is practically in the book now.
Oh god, I'm reminded of the first episode of Monkey Wrench.
Just so things can be explained to everyone, because Dr. Volt has not actually explained the book to the party
Anyone.
yet. Basically, you need a specialized set of proper tools for doing this. Otherwise, whatever you make has a what was it, 25% chance?
Yeah, of just flat out exploding.
Yep.
Which does destroy the item in its entirety, by the way.
But the Cliff Notes version of this is he is able to bump an item up by 1+ for a quarter of its price.
Ooh.
But it can only be done to the thing once. He's also able to, like, turbocharge it for a brief period of time for some other amount. I forgot.
Yep, you got the notes. It's in our chat history. But yes, this will allow him to do fancy things with electronics, attaching them to your magically enchanted gear.
Something. The excess magical energy gives off heat, and this converts it into electricity, and then that electricity is used to feed back into the magical energies. Or something like that. I don't know.
I present to you Shadowrun nonsense.
I love Shadowrun nonsense.
This is a magical microchip. Attach it to a thing and it will be better.
Yes.
So you get to go down and you give that explanation, and the finance department just stares at you for way longer than necessary before one gets up, is going to go up to the boss's office, come back down, and then they huddle and whisper, and they come back and go, slightly enchanted. Give us a few days. Enjoy your time off, Dr. Volt. And your lab will now apply a +3 for anything that is made there towards your crafting bonus.
Is there, what was that?
You get a +3 if you're making anything in your lab to your crafting bonus.
Excellent.
Fancy.
And Dr. Volt's got a few days off. In the meantime, we're going to go over to Last and Shoal on the motorcycle following a paint, whom goes immediately to a blanket shop.
I mean, yes, that is where he's headed. Though I did not say so.
We assumed.
could, yeah.
Unless Shoal and Last decide to stop you, you're going to make it to the blanket shop.
I mean, Lost is still getting used to riding canvas, and riding canvas around the city is going to take practice. He's not going to be going too fast as much as he wants to go fast.
The fun part is you're getting the looks of people going, ooh.
They don't know what the heck this is, but it's fancy.
There's a fancy thing that somebody's writing. I mean, some people are from more technologically advanced societies and are very jealous right now. The rest of the people just see some sort of mechanical horse thing with wheels. Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are aware of the horseless carriage. Behold the horseless horse.
Oh my god.
That's going to be in the newspapers tomorrow. Congratulations. Tomorrow's newspaper, the horseless horse spotted. Can we all have them?
Oh no.
There's now a race to make a motorcycle in Twilight.
I feel like Arabane's both going to be upset, but also not.
He's going to look up, go, oh, I was wondering when this is going to happen, then go back to whatever he was doing. I wish I could ride a motorcycle.
This means that soon there's going to be biker gangs.
course the edgelords must go to edgelord land and have biker gangs.
No. You gotta bear in mind, this is like a super tech bike. It's gonna be like those cyberpunk type biker gangs.
Yeah.
And once again, I present to you Shadowrun. But yes, Paint, you're going to be able to get there.
Cool. Paint is going
Nice.
in. The same
Yep.
one that he ordered the big blanket from.
Yep.
And he just sends to the guy the image of the big blanket, and then makes the image smaller.
He will come out or just hold up a finger, going back, and then drag out this 100 by 100, folded best he could, blanket, and set it on the counter. It doesn't all sit on the counter.
Paint
It's heavy and he
blinks.
huffs. There. It's done. Here's your
Paint
blanket.
wags. Paint was not expecting it to be done.
Paint decided how long you were gone.
Oh.
Out of character, does anybody remember how long that blanket was supposed to take?
A week.
I'm pretty sure it was at least a week.
Is that accurate, Era?
It might have been a week.
I vaguely remember it being a week. I don't remember if it was 5 days or 7.
Roughly a week. Unless the notes say elsewise.
For some reason, I was thinking 6 weeks.
No, it was
Same.
not going to be that long.
We could check the notes later.
Later. Please don't let it be 6 weeks.
Well, either way, Paint's got his blanket. Well, Era's blanket. He was going to have the guy just, stop working on it and take what he made and just slap one of the patches on it, but now he doesn't need to.
Well, he still needs to slap a patch on it at some point, right?
Why?
It's 100 by 100. How are you going to carry it?
Oh.
Yeah, you didn't think about that, did you, dog?
Because Paint has a 100 by 100 blanket. So please explain to me how you're bringing this with you. As Last and Shoal get up to the store.
Paint would probably do it the same way that every dog does it. Bite a part of it and just start dragging.
Oh no.
Roll
And then you
strength
would-
check.
And then you would ruin the blanket by the time you got there.
This is
Roll
assuming that he's not stopped, but
We'll get there. I want the strength check first. I want to see this.
And before
I
this
hope
is
he
one of
fails,
those
so he's just walking in place.
4.
Yep, walking in place.
So here's a fun question though. What element is Paint?
I thought he was air?
Pretty
And
sure
actually,
he was coming back into Twilight, does that, and
Well-
with the time doing things, is that going to influence time for?
We'll get back to you.
Okay.
Last and Shoal are going to walk in the door. Or at least I'm assuming Last is going to walk in. I don't know if Shoal's going to stay on the bike.
I mean, if Lass is getting off, Shoal might as well.
To see Paint doing that thing that dogs do where they're walking in place trying to tug along a 100 by 100 blanket.
So before he walks in, Last is going to pause. He's going to point at Canvas and go, "Stay." And he's going to watch the bike for a bit, and then turn to go inside the shop.
The bike does not go exploring. Sad motorcycle noises.
Oh,
The bike can explore later.
Sad motorcycle dude.
But yeah, Paint's trying to get this blanket going. It's 100 by 100.
Yeah, he's not. He ain't moving.
Pained. Puts hands on his hips. Don't you have an easier way to deal with that?
He just tilts his head. The blanket's still in his mouth.
Come on now. And he crouches down and gingerly attempts to take the corner of blanket from Paint's mouth.
He tilts his head the other way.
In your bag, buddy.
Paint forgot about the patches so quickly. It's funny.
He was planning to use it when he got here, and then he realized it was done, and then poof went the original idea altogether.
And, Paint is a dog. He can only have one thought at a time.
Aww.
Paint is not Nova. He has more than one Tic Tac.
Yeah, but Nova can't even have one thought at a time.
Fair enough.
We get a thought out of Nova, like, every 3 hours.
That is giving him so much credit.
Yeah, like
That was me averaging it out, okay?
no,
would
no,
be
that
longer.
doesn't. No, because we marked on the calendar when there was a Tic Tac.
Yeah, true.
Okay, once every, 3 sessions. Is that better?
Either way, Paint is pulling out one of the tags and patches and putting it on the blanket.
Oh,
The
good.
shopkeeper almost looks offended for half a second, then stops caring because this was a thing. But of course, now you can make it really small, and then the shopkeeper just kind of stares for several moments before going in back.
As Paint
could
is... Go ahead.
Nope, go ahead.
Paint is just going to pull it onto his back.
Wearing it like a cape.
And off he goes.
And off he goes. Running for the bridge.
Paint, we could just ride canvas. Oh well.
I mean, right now there's technically only one seat on there, and Shoal's occupying the extra space.
Shoal is behind last. Shoal does not sit in front of last.
Dumb.
But I would not expect Paint to realize this. Especially because dog brain on task.
Which means that you guys are going to the bridge to nowhere.
Gulp.
Ren was hoping I would have forgotten the zipper sound from last night.
I was
That was-
waiting for that quote to come.
That wasn't happening.
Zip.
God, that was so funny. Just the one moment zip sound and me sitting here like, Ren.
The best part is you made him an offer of something that he's into. And then he says, 1 second, and we hear a zipper.
I'm glad that I just knew inherently what that was because of what was said earlier, but if he never admitted what he was keeping his dice in, and I heard that, I might have signed out. There's a non-zero chance that I might have just hit the disconnect button and gone to bed. So thankfully I had context.
So anyways, Paint is running down the bridge, over the
And
bridge,
jumping off.
into the bottom of it, and charging up to Era.
Yep, of course. In the meantime, hey, Last, You're on a motorcycle. Are you going to style on this, or are you going to take it easy?
Are you going to play card game?
I'm gonna play card games on motorcycles. I'm
This
gonna
close
stop.
to the nothing?
Look, he has been forced to face this many times, and he's having fun. And the stretch up to the bridge is basically empty. It
Cool, do you
lets
have an
him go fast.
Do you want to roll in athletics?
Yes. Is that acrobatics?
Yes. This is going to be a combo roll. Don't worry.
Okay.
Or
well,
very much worry.
I feel like I should worry because that's an 11.
Go ahead and roll me a ride check.
For ride, that is 19.
And roll me a percentile. Tell me before you roll, high or low.
High? $76.
So you go for the style points. Paint, you're getting passed, by the way. And you watch the motorcycle go off the bridge, and you see Last try to pull a trick. And they get really close to the edge of nothing before they start to come back. Last is able to nail it. He didn't really do much of a trick. I think he might have cut it close.
Did he try spinning? I hear that's a cool trick.
But Lost may have had a minor panic attack as he realized that he had the timing off.
Thankfully enough, you landed and able to come to a screeching halt, but, you know, maybe styling off the edge of the bridge to nothing when the nothing is literally right there isn't exactly the smartest idea in the face of the planet.
Kira sliding in front of Aravan.
Okay. Shoal, don't let me do that again. That was very stupid.
Then Paint launches over the side and is able to run up.
Did you
Arabane's
at
just
least-
looking up.
Did you at least do the cool sideways skidding motorcycles?
The Akira stop?
Yeah.
That's almost a necessity.
He tried.
I think he was a little bit more focused on landing currently.
Yes. So instead of Akira stop, it's more like landing and swaying a bit before he came to a stop instead of that nice, neat screeching halt.
And then Paint comes.
Paint is glaring at canvas. And just sniffs as he goes past to Era.
Era blinks and goes, "Welcome back to reality?" Or unreality, whatever this is.
He throws a blanket on Era.
Era blinks. Thank you.
And then
Carabane
pulls off
looks
the
confused.
patch.
And then 100-foot blanket smothers Harabane. Got it. You could have left the patch on and let it be infinitely resized.
Remember, those patches can only be reused a number of times.
And Arabane goes, that's... Thank you? From under the blankets, muffled in confusion.
Paint is wagging.
Starts to pull it off himself, so that way he can get his head free. That is a very large blanket. I would ask where you got it, but that's a very large blanket, thank you. Arabane's gonna look up at last with this, why? Help?
He thought you were cold here, and he wanted
Oh.
to do something nice for you.
I see. As sweet. Arabane's not going to say anything else about the subject. Oh, you brought a shoal with, too. I should have put up the walls. But then you did that, and that would have hurt.
I appreciate that you did not allow me to slam into a wall.
Granted, it would have been funny.
Please no, not with my new bike.
Paint is offering
I
the tag to Arabane.
What's this?
He looks over at last.
This is one of the patches, right?
Yeah.
It's called a one size. He has a couple of them, but effectively you slap it on something non-magical and it resizes.
Oh, good. I don't
Infinitely.
have to fight with this monster. He slaps it on. Great size. Not convenient for travel.
Paint is
Just-
sending mental image of Arabane in both his forms with the blanket. And just a
keep that in
warm
mind.
sense. And he wags.
Good boy, Pat. Hi, Shoal.
Hello.
Do I want to
Here.
ask?
Well, yes. First of all, here, Shoal's gonna bring out the mala tea and one chocolate.
Oh, fancy.
You're cutting out a little.
Yeah, okay, I was like, is he cutting out for anybody else?
Microphone might have been a little too far from my face.
He will take them. I'm assuming things you want available in town.
Yes.
Oh, Faye. This will be fantastic.
They deserve to.
Oh, don't worry. You're not a fairy. You're a dog. Pats. You're the exception.
Unfortunately, they last seems to like your company.
And what other trouble are you trying to buy for me now?
Well, originally I was gonna ask this, but then I saw the food was available, so I figured that would probably help my case. This, and he's gonna pull out the heart to the ocean, or heart of the ocean.
And that is a ball full
Well-
of water.
It makes a C.
Oh. I'm assuming you want to just drop it somewhere, yes?
Probably in the wharves, considering wharves.
Probably a good idea. And if I said no, you'd probably do it anyway, so go for it.
Woo.
It'll give somebody to, something to sail on. I'm sure they'll love it. And then I can take credit later, or not.
Or you can blame me.
Both work. After all, I can't exactly stop people from influencing this place. I got a whole snow town now. That wasn't there before. And again, there wasn't a whole lot of actual things here. It's slowly actually becoming things. It's getting really weird for me.
This is giving Paint ideas.
Oh
Oh,
god, we're going to be getting Dogtown. It truly is cyberpunk.
Okay, so about the next setting. I'm kidding. Anything else, y'all?
well, at least the wharves are going to have actual water attached.
Or canals?
Yes, but I mean like a large body of water. And Lost is going to reluctantly fish the 4 soul echoes out of his bag. I know what you told me.
Are the canals still going to be there?
Yes. There's just going to be an ocean in the middle of them. And Arabane just lets out a big sigh. Hand them over.
They were just languishing in a shell. I couldn't just leave them there.
I would
And he
ask where
hands-
you went, but at this point, I'm afraid to ask. So, he offers out a hand to take them.
I promise this is the last time. And he hands them over.
The moment they're in Arabane's hand, he's going to join them with the rest of them next to him underneath the blanket now, look you dead in the eye and go, "You're lying."
I'm not trying to.
Do I need to put a heart of gold in your chest? I can actually have somebody produce a heart of gold. I'm pretty sure it'll stay inside of you, floating there.
Ugh. Gold is a heavy element. Why would I want that?
You. Alright. He puts a hand over his face. Alright. Have fun, Shoal. Of course. Don't get any more trouble.
No promises.
I figured. I'm assuming you want to go back to your bakery. Last. Thank you, paint. It's actually quite cute.
Cheat! And he is giving a big wag. And then he stops, looks at the soul echoes, and then sends a long image of, Doggo Arabaean running around with a bunch of mini Doggo Arabaeans, and then a clock.
Arabane rolls his eyes and goes, "Can we at least wait for the chaos to be over?"
He tilts his head and then sends another mental image of just a whole bunch of things all at once. And it just keeps happening. And then a clock. And then a whole bunch of things. And then a clock. And then a whole bunch of things. And then a clock. And then a whole bunch of things. And then a clock. And you get the picture.
Arabane, even just partway through, that's going to look at Last and be like, "Please take your dog."
Paint. Paint. And he's going to just wave his tail in front of Paint. Big smoky tail. Pat on the head.
He tilts his head.
Go ahead and get on canvas.
He squints.
Squimps?
Squint.
I heard squimp.
No, squint.
I meant to
Somehow
say
I-
squint, but I am also sick and my nose is still plugged up, so...
Squimt. Like twimpst.
That's precious.
So, the city of Twilight is a reflection of Arabane, right?
It's more specifically a reflection of his memories from his
Oh.
mortal life.
Okay, he must have chilled out a lot in this immortal non-life. Because with his memories, I didn't know he'd be so canal retentive.
You're getting back to the city about now, Fret. I'm assuming you guys have no more business with Arabane, so you guys are free to go and do crazy stuff in town.
Only thing that Last might ask is if Arabine... Oh my god.
Arabine.
Arabine.
Arabine!
Arabine.
I'm not a bean.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, someone, if you want to make an emote, make an Arabine emote.
I'm so sorry.
So I'm going to take this opportunity to announce my retirement from Twitch and the internet.
I'm so sorry, everyone. It's all my fault.
Oh, He even closed the server!
Oh no.
No, I didn't. You just crashed out.
Yeah, your Steam
Oh.
went to hell.
But that's funny
Yeah.
timing.
that is great typing. Oh my goodness.
I wish I would have
Oh.
done that, actually. That would have been
It's-
funny.
I see a table up by Rygon,
Oh,
but
dear.
for some reason, not your table. Also, I should probably do this because... Yeah, there's a lot of
Wait.
weird stuff on that menu.
There you go.
What?
Should have gotten an invite.
The list of people has... Era isn't at the top anymore for me. What?
Yeah, Air's always at the bottom.
He's always at the top for me, I thought.
He's always at the top for me.
Yeah, mine's opposite day.
As I
That is
accidentally
so
show
weird.
the server name on stream because I forgot to hide it. Oh well.
Oh.
It's fine.
Not like they can get in.
Yeah, it's friends only as far as I was aware.
I mean, if anybody, even on my friends list, were to hop in, I'd just ban them.
Correct.
But yes, it is friends only, so I'm not too worried about it. And I'll just change the server name tomorrow. Either rate. Yes, you're getting back into town, Fret.
Mhm.
What are y'all doing? Just, let's go. What do people want to do now? You actually have downtime. It's quiet.
Paint
And
needs
you
to
do have
make money.
decisions on which to pursue. What?
Paint needs to make money.
Well, before he left Arabaean, Last was going to ask if there was any way to have Arabaean replicate the power cells for the motorcycle.
Give me schematics.
Oh boy,
And
does he
somebody
have-
that writes schematics in plain English or Twilight.
he's about to pull out the schematics, just looking all happy and like, put schematics away. He's going to need to visit Dr. Volt
Yes.
later.
Dr. Volt, where have you gone off to now?
Well, since Dr. Volt is in downtime himself, he'd probably have returned to the bakery. Just because that's where everyone just generally tends to meet up.
Neat, we're gonna put a pin in that. Hey, Fret, where are you going?
A pawn shop.
Selling +2 rings?
Or at least a +1 ring.
You get it?
Because-
Half value in scales.
Okay, let me double check and make sure that's enough for... Because I might sell the +2 if I can. Yeah, okay. Half value in scales, that would be 1,000 scales. Which would put me over the amount that I need. Which means I could level up. So, next thing on the docket after selling a +1 ring of protection is immediately going to the world mirror.
Oh no? Oh right, you're gonna do the thing.
He's going
Alright,
to flick
well-
pennies through the world mirror.
No, what he does is he sits down and he tries to spy on Sean, the maker of his blade. Sean knows he's being scried on. So Sean looks over all incredulous and then starts basically doing the grandfather thing of showing off his kids, his grandkids, and his student.
Where
And Fret,
Fred
Go
is desperately trying to get Sean to notice that he's trying to get permission to reforge a blade, but it's not working.
Notice me! No!
Because unfortunately, the world mirrors one way. Sean can't actually see somebody on the other side. He just knows somebody's crying on him. So he's doing the grandpa thing, going, and this is my grandson, and this is my next grandson, and this is my granddaughter, and this is my son with my grandchildren, and that's my daughter, and that's my daughter's husband. And this is my student.
Fret thinks that he's able to be seen and comprehended and such. And it's going to take him a while to determine that he can't be.
So the question becomes, what are Paint, Last, and Shoal? Where are you guys going?
Paint wants to make money. Shoal, what is it that Shoal wants to do?
Shoal does need to sell his items, but currently he's about to go make the wharfs a little bit more chaotic.
So Shoal's gonna go and drop a C in the wharfs, and then sell stuff. Got it.
Yep.
So it sounds like you guys are splitting up.
I mean, Lost will go wherever Shoal wants him to go at the moment. He's bringing Paint along for the ride because...
Shoal is going to recommend you stay at the edge of the wharves.
Okay.
Well, I'm assuming you don't want the motorcycle to get wet.
That would be optimal, yes. So I guess he's going to take Shoal to the edge of the Wharves District and then let Shoal off. And then go back to the markets where the bakery is.
Sounds like a plan. Hey, Shoal, why don't you go ahead and put your cursor where you want that to be, the C.
Right where my...
Understood.
Not mostly in the middle, but slightly off-center.
So, Shoal, are you making a grand show of this, or are you just going to do it casually and move on with life?
Gonna walk by, probably like hop into a canal, and then use the heart of the ocean.
So from where you are, the ground underneath you and the walls around you push outward at an imaginable speed. From the outside, everybody's going to suddenly see a shoreline start to appear as they're standing on the wharfs. And where there once was canal, well, there's now a sea. It is just big enough where you cannot see the other side. It smells of salty ocean air. And oh boy, this news is going to spread through town fast. The problem with you is that you're in the middle of this, so guess who gets to swim all the way back to the wharfs?
Guess who has a high swim check and a swim speed?
That's true. Doesn't mean that it's not going to take you a while.
That's fine.
Yep. So several hours of swimming, probably at the very least.
So, still need to think of a name for it.
Actually, might be a couple days, depending on how big this is.
It's
You
just
can't
big enough
actually
for the other see the other side. Yes.
Yeah, might be a couple of days to get back to shore.
Shoal might be happier with that, though.
You need to realize that this is the environment Shoal lives in.
Oh, I'm not saying that Shoal would be upset with it. I'm literally just saying, yeah, that's probably going to be a bit longer than a few hours.
Plus, that means there's going to be more boats.
Nice.
And as an American, I like boats.
I think a lot of people like boats.
So on the bright side, it is to sea in Twilight, so I'm betting the same rules that apply to the rest of the space apply to the sea.
Yeah, once it settles.
All I know is that I like big boats, and I won't lie about it.
Saw that coming. All right, so I know where those are. I know where those are. So, Dr. Volt, I need you to do me a favor and roll a perception as you're walking towards the bakery.
Can't see shit, Captain.
You
That's
know,
a total of a 15.
give me a moment because this is probably going to be the scene actually that ends the session. So I'm going to get one last glass of water. Sorry.
Eric, cute.
You're indeed cute.
Yes.
Key is also cute.
Hmm.
Yeah, Key's pretty cute.
Yep. Factual statements.
Taya cute.
Yep. Factual statements.
Zim cute.
No.
Yep. Factual
Uh,
statements.
Yeah, factual statement.
So, here's a question. Bleed damage or strength or dex damage?
Stat damage is always superior to bleed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, bleed is fun, don't get me wrong, Vari. But if you can get stat damage on something, that's pretty good if you can make it work.
Hmm.
Because what happens when you have 0 strength and are covered in heavy armor?
Oh, yeah.
You become pancake.
Well, I mean, you just die if you reach 0, from what I recall.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's only 0 constitution.
Yeah, that's only 0 con. You become paralyzed if you reach 0 dex or strength. Or maybe you become helpless if you reach 0 strength and paralyzed if you 0 dex. And you become unconscious if you reach 0 int, whiz, or charisma.
Or, wait, isn't charisma something messed up? Like, you're conscious, but you can't do anything? Or something like
If it
that?
is, that's something that's happened in Pathfinder, but not 3.5.
Let's see. Ability scores.
Well, I looked it up.
Okay.
0 strength, you are too weak to move in any way, and you are unconscious. 0 dex, you are incapable of moving and effectively immobile, but not unconscious. Yeah, 0 con, you are just dead. 0 intelligence, you are comatose. 0 wisdom, you are incapable of rational thought and are unconscious.
And yeah, the charisma, you're unable to express yourself in any way and unconscious.
Yep. Bear in mind that the unconsciousness is temporary in some of those cases. Intelligence is the only one that's permanent in consciousness because you're comatose. But with strength specifically, which is really interesting, is that if you have wearing anything at all, you can't move. You can't even lift your own body weight. It's crazy. 0 con build for the, or excuse me, 0 charisma build for the win.
I just find it funny how, sure, you're not able to move, but a 0 dex is the only one that does not leave you unconscious in some way for some reason.
Yep.
I mean,
Don't know.
in a way, dead is, unconscious, so.
Also, it's kind of funny that there is the stipulation of that there is also no score with string, which is you become incorporeal.
That's a different situation, but one way or the other. Dr. Volt, you're heading to the bakery, and it's a normal day here. Well, as normal as Twilight can be and has been recently, with people walking around. You don't even notice, fret by the world mirror as you walk by. But as you get down the roads, you don't see it happen. But when it does, you feel that sudden pit in your stomach drop that you've experienced before. Things around you are silvery and kind of misty. The edges of vision are darkened, almost like a vignette has been applied to the world around you. Silver mist in the air. That pit in your stomach reminding you of being dropped into actual time. And nobody else is around anymore. You're alone here.
Oh, well, this is lovely.
I thought you'd appreciate it. You hear a voice call from beyond the darkness. First-hand demonstration of what I'm capable of.
My brain is flatlining. Am I supposed to have recognized the voice?
No.
I, like I said, my brain's flatlining. I don't quite know how to respond to someone.
Out of character reminder, this is probably the same person that you saw a vision of a few sessions past with the lab and the whiteboard.
And a certain bomb that you very happily named.
The time bomb?
Maybe.
Uh-huh.
This is the one from my vision, I presume.
Kinda. What steps into just the edge of view is the scientist that went missing from your lab not too long ago. His eyes are glassed over like he's asleep and not over there. His movements are jaggy like a puppet, twitching. His mouth doesn't quite move the right way for the words he says. I wouldn't come in person now, but I figured a small demonstration and possibly an offer for somebody with your scientific mind. I do have to thank you for those schematics, those.
Okay, I need to interrupt and say one thing. I am now, like, with the cadence of your voice, I am literally just seeing G-Man.
Oh, God.
That's fine with me. That device you made for me, it came in so useful in hiding my gates. Got found, but I'll make another one that's better now. Words, Dr. Volts? Refresher, your non-detector detector got stolen.
Yes. Well, I take it the chances of anyone being aware of this meeting are next to non-existent, which is ironic considering that this entire place is non-existent.
Oh, don't worry. Once the bomb went off, everybody scattered. Just you and me. Just you and me. I figured out of the group, since nobody else wants to play my games, that this could either be a very interesting experiment or a new ally. Of course, it's up to you, Dr. Volt. I wouldn't want to. Well, I would want to force you, but a big brain of yours probably won't crack under my ruins, right?
The runes don't work on people who are pleased with Twilight as it stands, correct?
As far as you're aware, yes.
Well, I just got a new lab set up that I'm eager to try out, so I've highly.
So, what do you say, Dr. Volt? Are we allies? Or do we get to do an interesting experiment together today?
I would need to hear your proposal. But it should also be noted I am no stranger to interesting experiments myself.
Well, the proposal's really simple. I just need you to backstab some people that don't play my games. Because it's getting boring to have the city return to organization. Every time I get things riled up, people seem to look to certain pillars. I can supply the necessities, of course. Little packages. Of course, he'll be geist not to speak because, well, I'm not going to be backstabbed that easily myself. I have put way too much work into this. Way too much work.
I can't really think how to do this in character, but Dr. Volt will tentatively agree. Oh, but I do know something he could totally say completely in character to this guy. You of all people should be able to understand that things are always subject to change.
Oh, yes. Yes, and I understand that at some point you'll probably figure out a way out of the geist and, expose some things, but that's all part of the plan, which is kind of unfortunate. The experiment here was so interesting. Zim, your chat is saying you got disconnected from voice?
I got disconnected
Oh.
from the tabletop sim.
Oh.
I just wasn't gonna bother because, at
It's
least
fine.
not until I need to roll again.
And now with the fact that it's like a Protean saying all of this, my brain is now going like, do I look like someone who has a plan to you?
The funny thing is, it's not a Protean.
Oh, it's not?
No, the Protean has an insider.
Someone that Fret learned about, but the rest of us don't know.
Well, we'll discuss arrangements here then. Just to let you know what would have happened, you can't exactly get out unless I release the spot. The other things were experiments. The scientist seen before you draws out a blade with some runes on it that you very much recognize as the deep sleep runes from before. Long ago. I was going to make you fight and tell you that the only way out was to shatter your friend here or remain asleep forever because, well, we're in time right now. It exists, and if I went to sleep with this little knife, would never get up. I guess I will save this for somebody else. Slide the knife away. Somebody more fun.
So, here's a aspect of Dr. Volt as a character that hasn't come up. He is not necessarily a coward, but he is always going to try to not get into a face-to-face confrontation.
Out of character, we'll discuss the arrangements later, but needless to say, you're going to be Geist not to speak about your arrangements. You may also be asked to look at a symbol of some form and allow it to affect you. Obviously, so he can give you instructions as needed, as he will put it.
Well, Dr. Volt will be perfectly willing to agree to this, especially considering that he, A, knows someone who is very good with tricky wording, and B, is well familiar with the scientific method.
Fantastic.
Oh.
We'll talk about this off of stream. We'll see what happens. After the papers are signed, and you look at that little symbol that drives your madness just a little bit deeper, making you want to do things willingly, a little bit further than you normally would. That whole... If you weren't chaotic, you are now, right now.
He's chaotic neutral.
Yeah, I figured. About having ethics, though. I
mean, out of character, Dr. Volt pulled apart a body with zero qualms. I don't think we're going to worry about him having ethics.
What is an
Ethics were always something that's convenient more than anything else.
Yeah, I'm just saying, your madness has an extra edge now. Just putting that on the table.
So I'm going to be becoming a bit more Dr. Wiley.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Pretty much. You're getting all these ideas on weird shit you can do, and you don't really care the consequences so much.
Oh no. Oh no, it's coming to my brain. I've got to say it now.
Say it.
Protean! Get us out of here!
Oh no.
And while you're giggling away, once everything is signed and you've looked at that room that is driven your madness. Yes. Already, there it is. The figure will back away into the darkness with movements that just don't seem rational by any means. You hear a little bit of a ta-ta, and the silver mist will begin to drop around you, as well as the vignetting going away. You are pretty much alone in the streets because a bunch of people fled. You see the empty canister.
Dr. Volt will most definitely take the canister with him.
Yep. And you manage your way to the bakery.
So, Key, I think we need to just close the bakery.
Or at least come to a collective agreement to never approach the bakery near the end of session.
Look, this is the risk when you have an establishment that has personal meaning to your character.
And if anybody's questioning, yes, Dr. Volt's going to receive a trilby in the mail.
Oh boy.
He's going to receive a what?
A trilby in the mail.
Oh, like the hat.
Yes.
Also, oh no, he's probably going red mode at some point.
So Dr. Volt was given a briefcase?
No, not currently. In the
Ah.
mail, he will receive a trilby. He's just going to receive one. Because it's necessary for the organization. Also something to be discussed off stream. But, yep, Dr. Volt, you're going to make it to the bakery. Paint and Last are going to make it to the bakery. I'm assuming you guys are just going to go in the bakery and start making stuff.
Yeah? I mean,
Neat.
Why not?
I need you two and Fret to go ahead and roll perception checks.
Oh, so I gotta get back into the server.
Yep. Do you need me to reinvite you?
1 sec.
Or you can have
Nope.
have Kai roll for you.
Nope, he's coming in. Fred is very distracted trying to get Sean's attention. Got it.
Uh-huh. Hey, that's a good one.
28.
Got it. And Last?
8.
So Paint is the only one that's going to notice. You guys are in your shop. It just got there, starting to get things going. And Paint notices a group of people running down the street past the shop. It seems to make a lot of the other people that are on the street clear out as well.
Paint's just gonna send the mental image to Last of what he's seeing.
Yep. You see what looks like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen a panic before where a couple people run and then suddenly other people join in. And you get this small group of people that runs down the street, and then people that weren't running just kind of clear out the area quickly.
Yeah, Lost is gonna look out the window and see people panicking, and he's going to immediately, like, grab up his gear and go. He's going to, like, book it out the door as soon as he has his bow and his sword and stuff on. He can't really use the Never at the moment. That is currently stashed.
I'm assuming you're following, Paint?
Yes.
You guys are going to run, if you follow the emptiness, right into Dr. Volt.
Volt? What's going on? Why is everyone in a panic?
Well, Dr. Volt is going to look pointedly at Paint while saying this. I cannot say.
Paint, roll a sense motive. And Dr. Volt must roll a bluff.
Unfortunately, that's one of his,
Weakest skills.
yeah.
Because unfortunately, this constitutes as passing a secret message.
That would be 30.
Understood.
Okay, second.
I hope I'm not supposed to roll undervolt.
No. You're supposed to roll above, but Volt needs to roll high enough.
No.
What's your total?
Actually, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
If it's over
Just came back to
15,
Twilight. He's also going to apply his nanites. And I'm going to re-roll.
Yep. Because you got 2 re-rolls on your tracker right now.
I'm going to re-roll a second time. Well, at least it's better than the first roll.
Do we need to add our first dice to the dice jail?
If it means I can re-roll again, yes.
Look, for once I'm taking Taya's dice with permission.
Okay, let's try this one. There we go. Thank you. That's 19 plus, like, character level 3 or something.
I am glad we have dice jail now, because I've been about ready to throw my d20 in there. I've already got one down here in the little box for the cannon.
All right,
So, regardless, that would be. I don't know if it's plus 3, character level plus 3, or just plus character level. So it's at minimum a 24.
24 is enough. Hey, Paint.
Yes.
He can't say.
Paint is just going to start to both last and Volt. First, you get an image of a contract in your heads, and then he watches Volt.
I mean, clearly Lost is going to be a bit confused at first.
I would need, probably, considering that this is not been specified, only that I cannot speak about meeting this guy.
Nope, you cannot. So the specifics is that you cannot talk about him, what you're doing for him, and how you ran into him. I have these noted.
I will need the exact wording, please.
That is the exact wording. Geis is limited in how much you can say.
Oh, perfect!
Yeah, then the Dr. Volt will nod.
The GM knows what he's doing over here.
Paint has
Once
idea.
again, you think this man has an actual plan?
Paint is gonna look at last and send image of Doggo Fret. And, try sniffing out Fret.
Roll survival.
And what bonus does scent give again?
5.
Okay.
And it allows for tracking under certain circumstances.
Yes.
In that case, that would be if I can do math.
Meanwhile, Shoal, swim, 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 swim.
Swish, swish, swish.
28.
Damn.
It's going to take a while, but thankfully enough, this is Twilight, where, shit just happens sometimes. And since you're trying to look for him, it's way easier to find him. You guys end up going all the way to Town Square, and there, Fred is probably only now realizing, poor Fred, that he's not getting a response from Sean. Fred didn't even notice when this area cleared out, so as Fred's sitting there finally probably giving up, which I'm assuming he is,
Yeah,
looks around and nobody's there, and you see the group starting to approach.
Oh,
And
Paint
Fred
is
waves.
tackling Fred.
By the way, you get a
And-
+1 to knowing Sean's family now.
Nice.
You've seen most of them, if not all of them.
Paint
Fred-
is in.
Panic flails.
Paint is in. Urgent. Actually, I guess Paint would not know this in character. Actually, I see the loophole, but the problem
Dr.
is
Volt sees several loopholes, likely.
true.
The
But
most obvious one is he needs a pen and paper.
Or alternatively, Fred's got a lovely muzzle that lets him speak telepathically.
Ah, yes.
Well, send thoughts.
I see where you're going with this, but yeah. So Fred flailing as he's tackled.
Fred is getting mental image of Doggo Volt with a muzzle on and a contract floating next to him.
Fred will telepathically respond with, "Wait, what? Why do you want what? Why?"
It is not
contract-
Fred's
wh-
model.
Why?
It is not Fred's muzzle. For the record.
It's just a muzzle.
Fred is still terribly confused here.
He then sends along Doggo Volt doing barking, bark, 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 and then the muzzle goes on, and the contract floats next to him.
Fred kind of just nods in understanding. And then kind of gently tries to push Paint off of him.
Paint will not resist. It was just him
And
urgently
Fred-
going for Fred.
Yes.
I mean,
Well,
Peyton
Fred-
wouldn't have to resist.
Heh.
If he doesn't want to move, he doesn't.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh, right.
Paint decides when the cuddles end.
You know how when you're taking a nap and your doggo lays down on your lap and you don't want to get up because you don't want to disturb the doggo, you no longer have a choice.
I know what I've done to the party.
I've realized something amazing though, Payne. You cannot be flung from canvas.
I just had the head image of y'all riding along out in the golden fields, high speed, and you hit a bump, and off goes Last, tumbling off, and then Paint and the bike are just continuing on.
Just too big of a bump. Phew.
But yeah, Fred will pull out his chalkboard and scribble out. Okay, so what happened, and what do you want me to do about it?
And my brain has the bike.
And my brain has a bike?
No, my brain has now ruined the name of the bike. And I shall alter the things my brain has said to canvas motorcycle fit in your garage.
Friendship
It's
has
okay,
a point.
right?
Once you put paint on a canvas, it's a bit difficult to get it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
as the session slowly devolves into more and more puns. It's a good question, though. What do you want Fret to do about it?
Paint is going to think for a moment. And he is going to now send Doggo Fret a vision of Doggo Fret and the muzzle that Doggo Fret is wearing going on to the Doggo Volt.
Fret kind of squints. And then shrugs and unclasps his muzzle.
I'm just realizing something, and I'm sorry for continuing to evolve things into pun hell. But
no.
you do technically go and find people for someone who's paying, right? Doggo Fret is a bounty hunter.
Don't you mean bounty hunter?
No.
I didn't before.
This is the worst timeline.
How is it I'm the one who inflicted the most pain?
Ren didn't get the canvas joke until now. Well...
Yeah.
Ren. So you're offering it over to Dr. Volt?
Or at least to Paint.
Paint will take
Alright.
it and bring it to Volt and then offer it up to Volt.
And Fret will, in the meantime, begin munching on a Wonder Meal bar.
Of course. Of course. Dr. Volt, do you put
I'm
this on?
surprised Fret did not make sure that the mask had a specific slot for inserting Wonder Meal bar.
No.
I'm assuming you put on the mask, Dr. Volt?
Yes.
Cool. What is the first thing you're going to think at somebody, and who are you including in this thought?
Well, he's going to think at everyone. Well, this certainly increases the chances of me looking insane.
Paint, Fret, and last need to roll will saves.
Oh. Oh no. I see what's going on here. Oh no. Oh no.
If they fail, can they at least hear me think hello, Clarice, at them?
Freaking cognito hazard.
That's a
13.
will, right? So that's
24.
19.
Paint. Honest answer question now. Are you actually happy here?
Oh, yes. If you asked that before the blanket, it would have been no.
Damn it, I should have held off on the blanket.
But he has resolved all of his bad boy things.
That's hilarious.
Fret passes, because I already know his stance. Last passes, and unfortunately, Paint passes. But all of you do fall unconscious, and you are all going to thank you guys so much for joining tonight's session. It is my turn for a cliffhanger as the four of you all go unconscious. This is not a joke. This is where I'm ending it.
Okay.
Too bad there isn't a Gib Gab here. It's always better when Gib Gab's here. Alright, I need to find somebody to raid. But yes, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you all out there. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow. Make sure to follow Naked Tiger at their channel. Make sure to follow Razim at their channel.
And make
Get
sure to
that
follow
busy.
Era at his channel.
But we'll see you all in a couple of weeks or next Friday for things. Are you going to continue in Taiga, or are you done?
I'm done for tonight.
Okay, I'm going to raid Raygon because I haven't raided Raygon in a while. And I know his PC is down, so I'm going to raid him. I'm sorry, Ido. But in the meantime, yeah, you all have a wonderful evening. Bye.
You all stay cute. Mwah.
So what other cliffhanger, Gib Gab? Also, I should probably go into my outro.
Yep, I'm done. So you are free to do so.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today for Recallers of the Lost Pathfinder. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They're on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, as well as coming by, hanging out, picking up packs of cards to stream loots, using our Humble Bundle partner link, or subscribing to us on YouTube as well as Streamloots. But for now, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you check out my friends who also stream, and I am not attempting the name again, but you can find it in the link to, the links down in the description. So, you know, Taya is down there.
I got you, Zim. Oneko Taiago.
Thank you. And of course, drunk_dragon_arrow. That one's easy. But anyways,
And
thanks.
raw_Zim.
Nah, I don't need to check that one out. But anyways, thanks for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hee hee.
Bye.